Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Geek'd Radio. I'm your lovely host, Ricky, the Jolly Rancher Commander. We're going to consolidate all the Game of Thrones episode into one episode, so all our predictions from this entire Season 8 into one episode, because Anchor FM decided to delete them. I decided to delete them because Anchor FM wouldn't give me back my podcast. Yay! But now it's back in my control, so I have all the episodes. I'm going to put them into one so you can enjoy all the super speculation and fan theories that were completely wrong, but some were right. So I hope you enjoy it, because it's not only the crew over here at the Geek'd Radio, but also some listeners and some partners that we have. So thank you to everybody that participated in Season 8 Game of Thrones reviews and speculations. I really appreciate it. And thank you to everybody that's listened and supported the podcast. So here we go. And hope you enjoy it. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Geek'd Radio. I'm your lovely host, Ricky, the Jolly Rancher Commander. And tonight, ladies and gentlemen, that's right, tonight, we have a special guest. We have my wife, the Chancla.
Hello.
So Michael's not in the studio today. Lalo's not here, as always. We have with scheduling problems that we're trying to figure out. So she's stepping in. She's holding up the fort. If you want to be part of the conversations that we're about to have, you can find all the social media links in the show notes below. And if you like that intro music, make sure you follow the Inrights at on Facebook and on Spotify. Yeah. And also, this is a production of NiteWork Media. You can find everything on them in the show notes as well. And so today, with my lovely wife, the beautiful, I already said lovely. What's another word?
The red.
Chancla. We're going to talk Game of Thrones.
Oh, I should have been the red woman.
Are you ready?
Yeah, let's do this.
Yeah. So we're on the final season, right?
Yes.
You excited?
I was excited, but I forgot a lot of things that happened before. So I'm kind of playing catch up.
Catch up?
Yes.
With mustard. Okay. But you've seen the last two episodes, right?
Yes.
So you don't need, who cares about the past, right?
It's just it builds up on everything. Okay.
Yeah. So let's discuss how do you feel so far about the season? Tell me that, and then I'll throw some ideas out there.
So far, I love it. I definitely love it. I've loved that a lot of people have returned, such as Sir Jaime, and Brienne of Tarth being knighted. So far it's great. I'm not seeing a lot of Cersei Lannister, which is kind of a good thing because I hate her.
You hate her?
Yes, I hate her character. But she's rude.
Yeah, she's kind of a bitch, but that's the way you are when you're queen, right?
Yep.
You know that, girl.
Yeah, I'm queen of the house.
Yeah, so you know how it is. But do you think...
Wait, what do you mean? So I'm kind of a bitch.
I didn't say that. No, you said it. Don't put words in my mouth. But if I didn't unsay it.
You're sleeping on the couch.
I love you, girl.
Okay, Game of Thrones.
Let me see. You want to twerk it? So what? One thing that bothered me in the last episode, because the last episode there was no action or nothing really. It was just a bunch of character development or whatever.
Yeah.
And I was really bothered by seeing Arya lose her virginity.
Oh. Yes, but I called it, and you knew I called it. And
you
I
called
said
it like in the
very
very beginning
of the episode. I was like, we haven't. The only character that we haven't seen have any kind of sexual intercourse is Arya, and sure enough, that's the first thing that happened. So to watch that little 12-year-old boy body get naked was kind of disturbing. But they didn't even show anything.
They showed some side boob.
I don't think they did.
It was all a CGI, girl, but still, it was awkward because we've been watching this girl grow up on television, and then when she got undressed and she was taking off her shirt, I was like, "Oh my God!" She was the initiator.
Yes, she initiated.
Yeah, and so she she Me Too'd that guy because he was just trying to do his job, and she was like, "Take off your pants." Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I know you were like, oh yeah, because when he
Did you
was
see that chest?
exactly. So ladies and gentlemen, right? So in the beginning of the episode, he's like pounding away. He's like, y'all sweaty on that fire, hitting that steel. And my wife is over there, and she's like, got her mouth open, tongue hanging out, drilling. And I'm like, what's wrong? She's like, you see his chest? And I'm like, why? And she's like, I wish you had a chest like that. And she's like, I need a minute.
I was actually talking about Arya.
No, you weren't. Cochina. I know. You were like, you don't have a chest like that. And I was like getting ready to cry and commit suicide. And then you're all trying to hold my hand, trying to make me feel okay. I'm like, man, I'm over here a butterball, and this guy's over here and he needs to put his shirt back on. I hate this show.
Now
Anyways,
I can't get you to eat your dinner.
no, I'm gonna lose weight now. But yeah, so I thought it was really awkward that I just like, man, I did not expect that at all.
No,
I was like,
this was very strange.
yeah. I was like, oh no, it was like, no. But it's happened. So, she was like kind of weird afterwards. She was like crying. I wasn't sure. When
I know, yeah, like I don't know, like she really didn't want to, but she felt like she better because this is her last day or whatever.
Yeah, maybe it's not what she wants. She discovered that's not what she likes.
Girls.
Yeah, that's what she likes.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what it is. Because
sure.
She was like not even into it afterwards. She was like, "Don't touch me."
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but okay. So, moving on from that. What do you think about when they were all sitting around that fire, sharing the stories and stuff?
Oh, I loved that for sure. And I'm loving this tension between the big red man and Jamie and then Brienne of Tarth because, he is all over her. And
big woman here?
Which I love. And then they, got all drunk and then they knighted her, which was really sad. Remember, I was crying.
Yeah, you were crying. And there was no reason to cry, but you were.
It was a sweet, sweet moment.
Because Jamie loves her and, he wants to, he can't like openly express his love because,
Cersei.
Yeah, but they know they like each other, right?
Yes.
And I think, what's his name? His name is Torn, or...
I don't know. The red guy?
Yeah.
I don't know.
The free man, whatever.
The one that fed off the giant's wife or whatever.
Yeah, sucked on her titties. For 3 months or something like that.
Yeah, he's like, that's why I'm so big.
Yeah. So, yeah. I'm sure he can pick it up too. He's not stupid.
Oh yeah, that's why he was just staring at him.
But I think he likes the idea of that it's a
friction and stuff.
Yeah, of the
triangle.
Of the triangle. Yeah, he definitely likes the idea of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but overall, I think all those characters that were in that room are gonna die next episode.
Ricky.
What?
No.
Why?
Okay, so Jamie has to live because we have to see.
He's gonna die.
Like next episode or what?
Yes,
no!
During the big fight. Because all those characters were there because they completed their story arcs. They were done. The only person that was done that was not done was Brienne, but then
which is now complete because she's a knight.
Yes, I mean it's all done.
Okay, but Jamie has to see Cersei.
No, he's gonna sacrifice himself to save
Tyrion.
No. Brienne.
Brienne of Tarth. So then Brienne of Tarth lives.
No, but she's going to sacrifice herself to save Sansa.
Okay, somebody's living in that room.
No. Okay, the only person that might live is Podrick.
Okay, nobody likes Podrick. Okay,
everybody loves Podrick. He's amazing.
Second, then there's gonna be no climax when Cersei comes over there or whatever. Whenever they reunite with Cersei, there'll be no climax if both Jamie and Tyrion are dead.
Oh, I guess you're right. Well, no.
Especially with that baby.
Because Arya's going to be there, and so is Daenerys.
Maybe Arya will kill her.
No, I think. No, I don't. I think Arya's going to die next episode too.
No.
Her story arc is complete too.
Now that she got that booty.
She didn't get booty. She got the D. I mean, I don't know. Maybe she's into the butt stuff. But
I don't know. You know how those boys are.
Yeah, but she, I think she would die too. I think the only people who are going to live is going to be Daenerys and Jon and Sansa.
Oh, Daenerys, I'm really starting to not like her.
Well, you love her though.
No, I loved her at first, whenever she was first the mother of dragons, and now she's just going crazy.
Yeah, because that's what she wants. She wants to be the queen. So, okay, so let's talk about that.
Okay.
Jon, Aegon.
Aragorn.
Aragorn.
Not Aragorn. I think it's just
Aragorn.
Aragorn Targaryen or something.
Yeah, Aragorn Targaryen.
Something like that.
Yeah, Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
He's gonna be the one to bring them all, and in the darkness bind them.
And he doesn't even want it.
Yeah, but did you see how Daenerys acted when she found out? She was like,
she didn't believe him.
well, yeah, but when he turned his head and she was still looking at him, you could see that
She was going to kill him right there at that moment.
Yeah.
But remember how the dragons looked at him.
Yeah.
So let's talk about your theory of that.
Which theory? I have a lot. So okay, one of my theories, or one theory, like when they were kissing, right? That dragon was the first episode was either thinking, hey, get off my woman, jealousy. 2, you're the alpha male, I'll do what you say. Mm-hmm. Or that's it, basically.
Like the dragon knew.
Yeah.
And I don't think that he was looking at him with jealousy, because it looked kind of like with kindness.
Kindness? I thought it was like mad dogging him.
Think?
He wasn't blinking.
That's a dragon.
I mean, punch it. I mean, if somebody looks at me without blinking, that's mad dogging. Don't mad dog me. Don't mad mug me.
I'm mugging my woman.
Yeah. He's like, that's my bitch. You know what I'm saying?
Shit.
And then, Aegon Targaryen's over there, getting boning her now. He can the dragon can smell
all the pheromones.
All the pheromones,
the jisms.
Yeah, he can smell it all.
No.
He's like, that's my woman on you. I'm gonna eat you. But anyways, yeah. So what do you think?
No, I think that he thinks that they're gonna be, or the dragons think that Jon's alpha male and that he's the actual leader.
Yeah. So do you think the dragons are going to end up turning on Daenerys?
Yes. But aren't you a little concerned about the dead dragon coming back and hurting the live ones?
Yeah, that's what's going to happen. PETA?
Animal cruelty. I'm against it.
They're not real. They're not real.
Can we believe it for a second?
No, they're not real. They're like CG.
But it's a thought.
It's the thought that counts.
Yeah.
I love animals, but I'm still going to eat them in a hamburger. I love them on bread. I like them breaded too.
Game of Thrones.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Anyways, no, yeah, I think that's what's going to happen. That they're going to end up killing Daenerys because she's going to be trying to kill Jon Snow.
Yeah. So then she'll have to survive.
That might happen. No,
the Night King.
That'll happen. That'll happen next episode.
Okay. What about Bran and the Night King?
Okay,
think that's going to happen next episode?
Okay, so I think the Night King is not going to be the main boss of the series, even though they built it up for the whole series, all 8 seasons. He's kind of like the mini boss. So he's going to die in the next episode 3.
Okay.
And then they're going to have to deal with the real boss,
which is
Cersei. And it's kind of, and I feel kind of hurt thinking that it might play out that way, that, the Night King built up over so long a time and just to be
anticlimactic.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, I don't even remember the whole Bran getting touched by the Night King.
What?
When did that happen? I told you I can't remember. Oh, now it matters, right?
No, it doesn't really matter because they showed the Bran. That's all you need to know. But it happened like in season 6.
I don't remember that. Is that when that Hodor died?
Yeah.
Or whatever? Oh, really?
Yeah, hold the door. You know what I'm saying?
No, I don't remember that.
So, but I think my theory is that Bran, might be the Night King, right? He might be the Night King, and he's gone back in time. The reason why the Night King wants to kill Bran, so he can kill Bran in the future, so to prevent himself from going back in time and becoming the Night King. So he's trying to end the cycle of him becoming the Night King, because we know he can time travel and stuff like that, right? With his mind.
Bran or the Night King?
Or both? Bran.
Okay.
So Bran gets stuck, takes over the body of whoever this guy is, becomes the Night King, and he's like, oh shit, I'm trapped as the Night King. I have to go back in time. I have to wait to the future, kill my young self so I don't go back in time to
become the Night King.
Yeah.
The Walking Dead. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's crazy. What I think it is. And also, I also have a theory. If that theory doesn't work, I have a side theory also. That Bran, the human one, is going to end up becoming the main dragon, the big one.
You've said that a lot.
Yeah.
So which one is the main dragon? The one that gave Jon Snow the look?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, it could have been Bran looking through those eyes, He was like, ooh.
That's my brother. I've seen this before. Last time I ended up getting kicked out of a window.
Yeah. He was like, well, you ain't going to kick me out this time. And he's sitting in his chair, And he's like, get it.
I don't think Bran has any livelihood below the belt. I
Well,
think he's crippled all the way down.
Well, he might still have the urges, the feeling. He might be like,
No, he's pretty flat.
You know what? He probably takes over. What's his name? Jon Snow in the middle of coitus.
John's like, I blacked out.
Yeah, he's like, I don't remember pulling your hair and slapping you around like that. And she's like,
oh, it's so magical.
and he's like, I don't remember doing that. That doesn't sound like me. I'm very gentle.
Maybe that's why Arya cried, because she really didn't want it. It was Bran.
That could be true. Because Bran could do pretty much anything. He's kind of like a Mary Sue. He's too powerful.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's my theories. What are your theories?
I don't have any because I didn't even remember it happened.
What?
I'm telling you, I don't remember any of it.
So having that year off, or was it 2017 that was the last season?
Yeah, I think so.
So they had one whole year without Game of Thrones, and that ruined it for you?
Pretty much.
What is wrong with you?
Come on, I can't really even remember what happened yesterday.
We're going to take you to a doctor. I think
Ginkgo biloba.
Yeah, you need to take it. Take that
gives me
ginkgo biloba.
headaches.
Yeah, you need it.
So yeah, but I don't know. I don't really like Bran's character up until now. I guess in this season he's pretty funny. Like when he stares at Jaime when he returns. I'm waiting for an old friend. And then Jaime shows up and he gives him that look, and then the whole talk. Why didn't you tell them?
Yeah.
That I. And he's like, how do you know there'll be an after?
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool, but I don't know. I just didn't really like his story, so I'm hoping that'll become more interesting.
Yeah, because he didn't do anything for the longest for the entire series.
He was just a burden.
But yeah, another person that I hope shows up is going to be the faceless man. I hope he shows up. Man, he was such a badass in the beginning of the series. But in the middle of the series, he became like a damn puss.
Yes, he was when he was like that monk in that house or whatever.
Oh,
that was
dumb.
That was really just lame.
Yeah. But I hope he shows up and starts kicking ass.
I don't know.
You can't let him go out like that. He killed that whole castle by himself.
Name? Jaqar Noir or something
yeah,
like that.
Jakar. Hagar, Makar. Chalkboard, something. But it doesn't matter. He killed that whole castle in season 2. And then after that, he was just like, a girl wants what a girl does not know. Like, shut the fuck up, dude. Come on, kill people. I was so disappointed that season.
That was your favorite character.
Yeah, dude. He had people on pikes pretending to be alive because he'd killed them.
Yeah.
And now he was all Jakar Makar.
Yeah, in that monk robe or whatever.
Stupid.
I don't know. That was lame.
Yeah.
So let's see who else has returned. Theo or Theon Granger.
He was one of my favorite characters too.
And I hated him.
But him and Sansa now, they look like they're going to be knocking boots.
They can't. He's missing a key point.
Yeah, but so is that Legionnaire
that's
guy.
Disgusting. I don't even want to talk
and that
about
one
their
lady.
relationship.
They still do it. Fingers and toes.
No.
Head, fingers and toes, tongue, fingers and toes, whatever the song goes.
Head, shoulders, knees, and toes.
Yeah.
And he ain't got a head, so it's not going to work.
He's got tongue, fingers, heads, and toes. You know what I'm saying?
No.
So yeah, because Sansa is traumatized from being raped by that guy, right?
Joffrey.
Was it Joffrey? It was Joffrey and that one guy. That one guy that got ate by his own dogs. Remember?
Oh, it wasn't Joffrey then.
Yeah, it was like
the midget married her.
Yeah, but he never did anything with her.
No, he slept on the ground.
Tyrion.
See, I can't remember anything. But yeah, he never slept with her. Remember, he slept on the ground.
Right, but I
know who you're talking about. Who is that guy?
I don't remember his name. He was the bad guy of season 6. Battle of the
everybody
Bastards.
knows him.
Yeah, so he raped her. So
big time.
Yeah, and so she's traumatized and whatever. And, she probably feels safe with Theon because Theon, saved her, helped her escape.
And isn't going to be raping her.
Exactly, right?
And you saw how happy she was.
Yeah.
But did you see how jealous Daenerys was whenever she was like, whoa?
Yeah, because he was like I came to fight for you.
Yeah, for you, Lady Sansa.
Oh, you know what? Okay, sidetrack the love story between Sansa and Theon, right? That's going to happen regardless.
I don't think it will.
Anyways. So Daenerys is going to try to kill Sansa.
That's what I'm thinking. But I don't know. But now she may be after Jon. She may kill them all.
But maybe in the end, it's going to be Arya to kill Daenerys.
Because then nobody trusts her.
Yeah.
Okay, so what do you think about Cersei playing Daenerys and not actually sending people to Winterfell.
That could have been. I knew that was going to happen. She doesn't play well with anybody. She's only out for herself and her family. She's still that same mentality that Jaime said he had.
Yes. And that now she's with child, which I didn't know from the last season.
Oh, how'd you forget that?
Come on, again.
But now she's going to play it off like it's that guy's child that she just slept with. The leader of the Iron Ships or Ironborn or whatever.
I can't remember, the 20,000 men or whatever.
Yeah. So, the one that wants to be king or whatever. Mm-hmm. He's like, I'll put a baby in you. And she was like, you know what? That could work.
This is going to be your baby.
Y'all ain't going to have to pay for nothing. So
like, how are you already pregnant? We just had sex 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, she's like, well, I'm about to have a baby in 3 months, so
you know how magical. We queens does it?
Magical.
Yeah, that's just amazing.
Yeah, I'm telling you. So do you think? I don't think she's actually pregnant though.
You don't?
In the end,
Jamie mentioned it.
Yeah, but I think she's fooling them.
Well, and even if she
because they're not going to kill. Well, they've already killed somebody who was pregnant before in the show at the Red Wedding.
That was awful.
So I guess she could be pregnant and then kill her off.
Mm-hmm. Even though you said they've already killed, or was that another thing that we watched?
They've
killed one kid in the show.
Yeah, one kid per season or something like that. I said, because
they killed that little boy as soon as he said, "We are not coming." We were gonna fight for Jon, not Daenerys.
Yeah,
and then he's strung up on the wall.
Strung up.
Like,
he's nailed to the wall.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, and he's like a zombie boy now.
Yeah, that was scary.
Yeah. So that's yeah.
Okay, what do you think about Samwell? You think he's
Samwell
gonna die?
Tally?
Oh yeah, did you see how pissed off he was whenever?
Oh, when he found out that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think he's over it. I don't think he's gonna do anything. I think as far as he was gonna go is let Jon know. I think that really just motivated him to tell Jon the truth, and he won't do any other action towards Daenerys or anybody else.
I didn't realize he was cousins with that guy who was Hand of the Queen. The one that had that like stone thing on his arm.
They're not cousins. That little girl's cousins.
Oh yeah. You're right.
Yeah, that little girl. She's gonna die too.
Wait,
so that was two kids per season.
He knew.
Who knew?
That guy. What's his name?
I don't know. The guy with the stone skin.
Yeah, the stone skin.
That he got cured.
Yes, he got cured. He knew Samwell's family. That's why he gave them the sword. He said something about Samwell's dad or doing something for him, or maybe it was the other guy's dad doing something for Samwell.
Yeah, something like that.
And so he was like, this is my family sword. I can't even lift it, because he's just a tub. Tub of butter. Yeah. And so he's like, I can't lift it. What
do you say about me? You're going to work like Tubby over there trying to mow the yard.
So you are watching me at work. Anywho, no, they know each other somehow, and then he gives him the sword.
Yeah.
And then, they sent him down to the crypts. And then what did you say about the crypts?
Death
persons.
Yeah, so why would you put people in the crypt? Jon should know better, right? I tweeted this on Twitter, right? That night that I saw the show. Why would you put people in the crypt? Jon should know better because what's in the crypt?
Death people.
Dead people.
Yeah. I see dead people.
Yeah, and
yes.
And remember when Jon fought them in the north and he raised his hands, the Night King raised his hands and all the people got up?
Yes, all of them got up.
He should know better than the people in the crypt. Don't put him in there. He's going to raise his hands.
Raise all the dead.
And so those people are going to get massacred. So Sam's girlfriend, his wife, his kid, that little girl with the burn face, everybody in there is just going to get wiped out.
Didn't they send Sansa down there? I can't remember, but remember the trailer that we saw though where Arya's running from something down there.
That might be how Arya dies.
Yeah. Oh no, she can't die yet.
No, that's probably it. She's probably went down there to save Sansa.
Oh God.
She's not running, away from somebody. She's running behind Sansa, make sure that she's okay. Sansa gets away. They grab her by her stupid little cloak because we know what we learned from Incredibles. Don't have a cape because capes get caught in propellers. They get caught in shit and you get killed.
I'll trust you on that.
So you never watched Incredibles. Anyways, so the dead are going to grab her by the cape and pull her in and eat her. That's how she dies.
No.
And then Hagar Jakar has to come back and avenge his prodigy.
A girl wants what a girl wants.
And now he's like, a girl's dead. Now I kill for her. Or so whatever. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just a girl. No.
Yeah, you're not. You're a woman, girl.
Oh, thanks.
Thanks. Yeah.
No, that's not a good way to die.
Yeah, but death is never beautiful. There's been no good deaths in the movie, not the movie, but the show.
Yeah. It's definitely going to be. How many episodes are left?
1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, 4 episodes.
But after this Sunday, it's only 3.
Obviously. Okay, so which episode do you think Cersei will come? Not
I don't think they're going to go to Cersei. I think they're going to go down to her. She's not coming up.
You think they're going south?
Yeah.
Like to run away from the
no, because
they're going to be done.
They're going to be done. Night King is getting killed this Sunday.
Okay, so do you think he's going to approach Bran and they're going to kill him like that?
Yeah, I think everything was going to be revealed that it is Bran, that he's trying to stop the cycle of his death or whatever. And, then the dragons are going to come and they're going to kill them both. Boof. Or just kill the Night King. And then Bran's going to realize, oh, the future isn't written yet. But now that I know what future mistakes I've made, I can choose a different path and not go back in time to become the Night King.
Right.
So that's what's going to happen. But I think his body's going to get hurt and he's going to jump into the dragon and stay there because his body's going to die. And so then the army of the dead's going to be dead. They're going to be stopped. And then everybody's going to go down south to finish off Cersei. And Daenerys is going to get her 7 kingdoms. She's going to go fight. She thinks Jon's going to take it over. She's going to try to go after Jon. Arya's going to kill her.
Wait, Arya dies in the crypts.
Oh, yeah. Arya dies in the crypt. Okay. When Daenerys tries to kill Jon, the dragons kill Jon because she doesn't know that the dragons is Bran.
Wait,
Boo!
So the dragons don't kill Jon. The dragons kill Daenerys.
I'm sorry, yeah. Okay. The dragons kill Daenerys because she thinks that she's still in control of them, but they're not because they're Bran.
Because he's the rightful.
Well, that too. It could be that, or it's because they're Bran.
Both of them?
Or the lead one, the big one.
Okay, so you're thinking, so I feel like that dead dragon is going to kill one of the live ones.
It's going to kill the little one. Oh my
gosh, okay.
It's going to kill the little one.
Sad.
It's going to kill the little one. The big one's going to kill it. While the big one's fighting it in the background, this is where the Night King and Bran meet. They tussle around or whatever, and they have their little dialogue. And he finds out, you can't make these decisions. I have to kill you. And then Bran's like, I can choose my own destiny now that I know the future. Theon's going to jump out of the bushes. Night King's going to kill Theon. He's going to hurt. He's going to stab Bran. Bran's going to get hurt. He's going to be like, oh, I'm hurt. Dragon's going to come down, kill the Night King. Bran's going to jump into the dragon. His body's going to die. Everybody, the Night King gets killed. All the dead die. They all gather their forces up. Whoever's left, they all head south to go kill Cersei. Cersei gets killed. Daenerys is like, I want to be queen by myself. And then she's going to be like, dragons, kill Jon. And the dragons are going to eat her because she doesn't know that Bran's a dragon now. And so Jon becomes king of the 7 kingdoms.
So what about the guy who's got the 20,000 ships or whatever?
Yeah, they're going to get killed anyway.
But they're going to Winterfell, aren't they?
No, I think they're just sitting there, aren't they?
I don't know. I thought Jamie said that they were coming there.
No, they're not coming. They were coming to King's Landing to wait.
Okay.
Yeah. So they're just waiting. Everybody, that whole thing is just waiting down there to explode.
I'm just saying, if everyone's dead, then what are you king of?
The land? You can make more people. You're a man. All you need is one woman. You make subjects. You make more people.
We're not pieces of meat.
I'm not saying you're pieces of meat. I'm saying I got a piece of meat that I can make more people with. You know what I'm saying? Jon's got a piece of meat that he can make more people with.
Okay, you can't make more people.
No, I can't. But, I mean, Jon can. Well, I don't know. Jon's a zombie.
Technically, yes.
So I had another theory. So a theory that I had is, the reason the Night King... Because, I heard somebody say that, the Night King hates the Starks or whatever. And I'm thinking maybe he hates the Starks because if he turns them into White Walkers, he can't control them.
I don't know, but isn't one of those...
His uncle was is a Stark, and he's also an undead.
Right, that's what I was going to say.
That's what I was going to say.
4 horsemen or something, right? Or
right.
No?
There's more now, but I mean...
There's 4 main guys, and his uncle is one of them, right?
Remember he was free thinking. He didn't lose his mind to the Night King when he became an undead. Because he's a Stark.
So he's not riding with them?
No. Okay. He's dead, I think. Remember, I think he sacrificed himself.
I can't remember.
Yeah.
But I remember that he rode with his uncle to the wall.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can't remember anything after that.
Yeah. But yeah. Well, okay. Stay tuned because we have a special presentation. I got some callers in, and we got their thoughts on the in-game Avengers Endgame and
Ooh.
their thoughts on Game of Thrones.
I think the last 2 episodes have really been building up to something great that's going to happen. But I think that a lot of our favorite characters are going to die for sure. I think that I think that Jon Snow and Daenerys are definitely going to die. I think that Cersei's going to be out of the picture finally. Probably Jaime as well. And I really don't know. I feel like there's a lot of babies that are coming about. I think that. Of course, Cersei's pregnant right now, and they think that although it's Jaime's baby, I think that the other, the Ironborn king is going to think that it's his, and she's going to convince him of that. Of course, Daenerys and Jon also have a baby on the way, I think, and then I think that Arya and the blacksmith boy just built a baby last week. I think that that's going to be another, battle to the throne. So I don't really know who's going to hold it in the end, but I feel like a lot of the loved characters are going to be going out, and maybe some of the newborns are going to be battling it out, like it's starting all the way over sort of thing. That's my prediction.
Awesome. Do you want to snap yourself out of here?
Yes.
Give me your thoughts on Endgame that's coming out on Friday, man. It's pretty exciting.
Well, come out for Friday for anyone else who's a bitch and is not going to be doing it the right way. It's Friday. For me, it's like I'm going to see it tomorrow as soon as it comes out. I don't think people understand the type of religious experience this is about to be for a lot of people, myself included. 10 years, normally reading comics and everything like that, we're used to having a year, maybe 2 years long for the culmination of a really cool story. We're actually going through that right now with Doomsday Clock. But to have 10 years of a story, a continual story, to where we can understand the complexities of it just by watching a movie and not having to read into the text and reading 60 plus years of comics, it's indescribable the amount of excitement I feel. And no matter how it's going to turn out, who's going to die, it doesn't matter. The story will be perfect. It will end the way I know it should, with satisfaction. That's all that it's going to end with. It doesn't matter if it's going to, if I'm not happy with the way this character was portrayed or anything like that. I'm not that kind of nerd head. I've been trained in film, and I know story structure and plot structure, and the fact that we've had no leaks that are worth a damn, because if you go and find leaks, you're an asshole. Watch the movie, pay for the movie, enjoy it, because I'm really hoping it breaks Avatar. And there's just one moment, and we were just talking about this earlier with some guys in my shop. I'm not going to say I'm going to be unhappy if it doesn't happen. Cap's got to say it. Cap's got to say Avengers Assemble. He's got to do it. The vision in my head right now is they're on... I don't even want them on Earth. I want them on some planet that's Thanos' territory. The reverse snap has just happened to where everyone's back and everything, and I just want him to strap on after being knocked into the ground, bloodied and everything. He picks back up the shield. He puts his helmet on. He looks directly at Thanos and says, "Avengers Assemble," and you have the entire Pantheon just fucking bolt and go at him. And that's how I'm gonna. I will cry like a little girl as soon as that happens. I don't think it was that meme from Archer. It was like, whoa, my penis can only become so erect. That's pretty much what it's gonna be right there. It's like everyone's gonna lose their goddamn minds, and I'm already losing my mind because I've already seen some of the reviews so far, the spoiler-free runs, and they're all. Yeah, everyone's saying, guys, don't look at any reviews, don't do anything, just know it's as amazing as you think it is, and better.
Awesome. So, do you want to snap yourself out of here, man?
Yeah, I think I will.
Sup, it's me, Lalo, again. Back. Well, for a little snippet of my analysis on Endgame. I guess I'm, planning on seeing everybody getting the run through by Thanos. Because he never really did explain to the Avengers why he was doing that. But they're going to feel pity on him. And they're not going to kill him at the end. And Ant-Man is not going to shrink himself up and put himself up his butt like everybody's wanting to happen. But it'd be funny as fuck if it did. But it's not. It'd be so magical. But that ain't gonna happen. Paul Rudd even said it's not gonna happen. But I guess that'd be a good outing for all of them, you know, until they meet again somewhere in a different movie. But no more Avengers. All right, later. I'm out.
It's obvious everything's wrapping up. Everybody's meeting together. Like, people haven't seen each other for a long time. But, like, the last episode when Brienne of Tarth gets knighted, me and Michael were watching it, and we were like, oh, man, that means she's going to die because she became a knight, everything she ever wanted, although I want her to get with the big red-headed guy. So I think she's going to die. And I think Jamie's going to die. And it's just going to be sad. That's what I think.
Who do you think's going to end up on the Iron Throne?
I think Jon and Daenerys are going to end up enemies. And it'll be one of them, or it could be neither one of them, and they're both dead. And it could be somebody completely different, and I don't know who. But I think they're going to end up enemies. Because her whole life has been about getting the throne back. And now she's a queen. She's been taking over all these people. So I think she's not going to want to give up the throne to Jon. And I think it's going to be like a Shakespeare ending where everybody dies and it's not a happy ending. I think it's going to be a tragedy.
So are you excited for the Endgame Avengers this Friday?
Yeah, I want to see, like, I think the whole new Spider-Man trailer thing, I think that kind of ruins the movie because, you know, people come back. So I think that kind of ruins it. But otherwise, I want to see what happens. And I want to see who dies because you don't, like, I feel like they shouldn't have come out with trailers of other movies that are supposed to happen after Endgame.
Cool. All right. So do you want to snap yourself out of here?
Yes.
I think Jon Snow should come be king in this next issue and take over the whole kingdom area, Seven Thrones, and because she's too emotional about small stuff, and Jon Snow should be able to handle it and take control of all of that and give him directions what to do. Cause the mother of dragons is the mother of dragon. That's all she is. She's not no queen. She get the dragon. If she didn't have the dragons, she'd be nobody.
Right.
And that's my complete point of view about her.
Who do you think is going to die, really, in the next episode?
Brandon
Stark? You think he's going to die?
I think he's going to sacrifice himself for everybody.
You know what?
He's leading them into a trap.
You're right.
Because he got his arm marked by him, so he always know where he's at.
Uh-huh.
So he's going to lead him to a trap, and he's going to probably die in this one or next one, but he's going to die. And I think he's going to die, honestly.
Wow. So in the end, you think Jon's going to end up on the throne then?
Yes.
Yes. Cool, man. All right, then. Would you want to snap yourself out of here?
Caught me off guard when they said that Jon Snow was the son of one of the Targaryen, kings or whatever. Making him, the firstborn, the now in line. He actually is now the true king for the Seven Kingdoms, as opposed to Daenerys. And, when he told her, she seemed pretty pissed. She's like, do you realize that your brother and your best friend are both telling you this story? How am I supposed to believe that? Because they're both in your favor. It kind of makes her, a little leery about, is it really true what he's saying he is? And if it's true, I've been sleeping with my sibling, And so the other thing is and she doesn't realize it, but only Targaryens are the only ones that are allowed to ride on the dragon. So in technicality, she should realize or know that, he is a Targaryen because he can ride her dragons without there being any issue. That's one thing that goes ahead and proves that, he is a true Targaryen. And so, the predictions that I see is I think it's definitely going to cause some strife, but Jon Snow isn't the type of person who is out there to go for the throne. He's not there to go out and say, "Oh yeah, I demand I'm king." He didn't even want to be king of the North. The people picked him to be king of the North. He only did it as his loyal duty to the people. And when he was going out and searching for an army to help fight the dead, he ran into Daenerys and brought her army in. And, she said in one of the movies, she's like, "I'm fighting his war because I love him." And I think that, if it came down to it, he would relinquish the throne. He'd be like, "I don't want the throne. If you want it so bad, you can have it. I love you. I want you to have it if it means that much to you." And that's the type of person that Jon Snow is. He's completely all about, I'm just going to do what is right in the sense for me and my people and, for the woman that I love. Whereas Daenerys, she sees it as her ultimate goal to avenge her family and take back the throne. And because that's what that's been her goal this, all these years, is to get back on the throne and put power back into her family name. I think that's what I kind of got right now.
Cool.
As far as, my predictions as to what's going to happen in the future episodes.
Any expectations on Endgame? Comes out Friday, man.
So as far as Endgame goes, the Avengers lost. They got their butts kicked in this last episode. And Thanos, he just went out to his house, and now he's on his countryside. He has no other goals, no ambitions. He's not out fighting wars. He's done. He has completed his mission. He is now kicking back and watching the sunset, which makes me wonder, why are the Avengers even going to go and fight him now? Because he's not doing anything anymore. They lost. They lost all their friends. They lost the battle, the war, whatever. And it just makes it odd for me how the story can continue when they're going to go and fight Thanos, when Thanos is like, "I've already beat you guys. I'm already done. I did my goal,"
Yeah.
The only other thing that can take this story forward is if they have some sort of time reverse to go back in time and redo everything and plan for the attacks.
We'll find out here in a couple days, I guess. Do you want to snap yourself out of here?
Okay, so here's my thoughts, right? I think in the next episode, or in the next two episodes, we're going to see Theon getting killed. It's about time for him to go. He's just kind of been barely limping along, really. And I think also a lot of people in the dungeon, or the crypt rather, are going to end up dying. They kept saying several times, like, "Oh, everybody get in the crypt. It's real safe down there. Everybody's going to be safe down there." Like multiple times throughout the past on episode 2. So I feel like that was kind of like a hint, like, no, things are going to get real crazy down there. Like, the Night King's going to bring everybody back to life down there or something, and he's going to start murdering people down in the crypt. It's crazy. So as far as who's going to end up on the throne at the end, I think it's definitely going to be Tyrion. So Tyrion and Sansa are still technically married, and she's still feeling the little guy. She's like, he's not such a bad guy. So I think they're still going to end up together, because I don't think Dany and Jon Snow are going to make it. There's just too many people after their head. So I think he's going to end up on the throne, because there's a fan theory that I still kind of like, that if you go by the book, and if you remember back to the time when he first met the Mother of Dragons, he went and was able to touch one of the dragons, and normally they don't like that. And so there's a theory that he's actually a Targaryen, and that is actually why his dad hated him, not because he was just an imp, but because he's a bastard, but he can't prove it. So again, I kind of like that, and I'm rooting for him. So that's all I got.
All right, man. So do you want to snap yourself out of here?
Yeah, let's snap.
Hey, it's Ben from Humorous. Give my predictions for the end of Game of Thrones and also Endgame. I believe the Battle of Winterfell will actually be won by the Night King, A lot of people are going to die. Some are going to make it out, somehow get to King's Landing, where obviously they will be met up with Cersei. I believe the Unsullied army will die. I believe that the Dothraki army will die. And I'm not sure when or where, but I also believe that we're going to have a cameo from one of our long-lost people in the show, Ghost. Ghost is going to come back, somehow save John. I don't believe that he's dead. So I believe that will happen. And I also believe that it will end by King's Landing being scorched, somehow by Bran, who may even be the Night King himself. It's going to scorch everything. A couple will live and pretty much have to start over again with John as king. Now, as far as Endgame goes, I believe the quantum realm is going to be the key to everything. Quantum realm, quantum realm, quantum realm. Ant-Man will be back. Go back in time, redo everything that they've done wrong or mistakes that they've made. There's going to be a big sacrifice made somewhere, probably Captain America, Iron Man. A big character is going to die. I don't believe Thor, but eventually take out Thanos by either hoarding Power Stone, Infinity Stones themselves, and letting one of the characters wield it to destroy him. Maybe a dual Power Stone battle or something along that lines. But in the end, obviously Captain Marvel will have to save the day, take over as the face of the company, I believe, after this, because a lot of people are going to die along the way. I'm not sure who. I know one major will. Probably either Captain America or Iron Man, but they will work together and defeat Thanos and return civilization to the way that it was before.
All right, awesome. Do you want to snap yourself out of here, man?
Yes.
Avengers Endgame coming out. Looking forward to it. The first movie was a huge setup and obviously huge surprise when half the cast died. So for the Endgame, I guess, my whole big question is how do they solve their situation and come back, of course, because they have to come back. Nobody's dead. And I guess my whole thought was Doctor Strange has to have the solution. But what is it since he's dead? And I guess my thoughts were expecting or assuming they have to figure out some sort of time travel possible solution there. And unfortunately I haven't gotten to see Captain Marvel to see what her role will be in this as well. And so I can't comment on what role she'll end up having to do with this. Will she just punch him back into time, I guess? I don't know. So that's pretty much what I'm looking forward to, is really see the final, how they actually figure out to beat Thanos, and I have to assume some time travel will play a big role in that. So those are my thoughts on Avengers Endgame coming up.
All right, man. Do you want to snap yourself out of here?
Yeah, I'd love to snap myself out.
So I'm not going to lie to you. I do not watch this shit, okay, straight up. However, I do have a prediction, and I really hope it comes true for all of the people out there who do. What I do know about, like, all the movies is that they have these awesome trailers at the end, and that's how you see, like, the trailers for the next one. So my prediction is that Endgame will end, and everyone will be crying. All you fans are crying out there with the tears, and then, boom, a trailer pops on the screen and it is not over. So that's my prediction for it. And I know it's never going to come true, but I hope for the fans out there who watch the show it does, because that'd be pretty fucking awesome.
All right, awesome. Do you want to snap yourself out of here?
Yes.
Avengers Endgame. This is it. This is going to be the final battle of, at least for mostly everybody there. So how I think it's going to play out is, I think it's going to be, first off, one hell of a roller coaster emotionally for everybody there that's been watching this from the beginning. I'm super excited to watch this. I've been avoiding all spoilers and everything else. Been avoiding social media so it doesn't get ruined by all those people who don't believe in holding off on spoilers. But I have a feeling that it will come down to just one big epic battle scene. Thanos will not be killed, but he will be defeated. And then the sneaking suspicion of possibly the Eternals coming into play. So that way we have someone bigger than Thanos in the next phase for the remaining and new Marvel superheroes that will come into play. I don't think X-Men will come in. I don't think Fantastic Four will come into play. But I'm just really excited to see how this all plays out. And to all of you that loves posting those spoilers, you're an asshole. Sorry, not sorry, but don't spoil this for everyone else. And that's all I've got. So this is Mike, and I'm going to go ahead and snap on out of here.
So I finally caught up on the Game of Thrones. I watched episode 1 and 2 this season. And first thing that I'm thinking of here is that it's a reunion. Episode 2, you have everybody coming back that pretty much had been there in the first episode. And the ones that had, just a lot of reunions between people kind of making peace with each other before it looks like a lot of people are probably going to die. You have this nice ceremony with Brienne. She finally becomes a knight against all tradition. Everyone seems to like Brienne. I think she's probably going to die. It's going to be one. They haven't had any major deaths in a while, particularly of people that people liked. So I think that she's going to be sacrificed. You see, John has finally revealed to Dany that, it looks like he's going to be the actual heir. And you can see she's conflicted. She's declared her love for John. And now she's looking at, a potential rival to the throne. Even though he's technically going to be the heir, this is something she strove her whole life, for revenge and to get back the power that basically, that was denied for her family, after the rebellion. And something that it looks like she's kind of developed a taste for command and power. So she's got a conflict with herself. Is her strive and ambition and her lifelong goal going to conflict with the feeling she has for John? Is she willing to step aside? And then you have John has already taken an oath to uphold her as a queen. And all of a sudden he's in a position where she's technically not the heir or the queen. So does he hold to his oath to go ahead and still follow her anyway? Or does he go ahead and assume command? So this is building up some conflict between them that I think is probably going to take us towards the end of the series. So it's exciting. It looks like it's a lot going on and kind of building to what's going to happen after the whole Night King issues resolved.
All right, man. Do you want to snap yourself out of here?
I can't snap for the damn.
All right, this is Rick with the Pop Collectors Alliance and my Game of Thrones predictions. Just to start off, just a brief recap on how I see the first 2 episodes. I think what they did with the first 2 episodes is kind of compile all of our goodbyes into 2 hours. So we got a good enough time to say goodbye to the characters that we've known and loved before they feed them to the slaughter of the army of the dead. But my big prediction that I think out of episode 3, and I've said this a couple times, but I'm going to go ahead and go all in on this prediction, is that the episode, and George R.R. Martin predicts in a lot of his interviews and writing, his inspiration from Tolkien and Lord of the Rings. And with Lord of the Rings, if you know anything about it, there's a huge battle in the movie, the battle at Helm's Deep. And they said that this episode is modeled after that battle. And one big thing in that battle in the Lord of the Rings is Gandalf comes and saves everybody at the end. you think that your hope is lost and everyone's going to die, but Gandalf appears on the hill, hides down, and saves everyone. My prediction for Game of Thrones is we all know that Melisandre is gone, but when all hope is lost and everyone thinks that the army of the dead is closing in and going to destroy everyone, my big prediction is Melisandre comes across the sea, the narrow sea, with an army of red priests and priestesses and pushes back on the army of the dead. Something that's unanticipated, something that they didn't have in their battle plans. And one of the big themes through Game of Thrones has always been surprises in battle. One of the big surprises in their battles were the Battle of the Bastards. Sansa Stark swoops in with the army of the Vale. So my big prediction in episode 3 is Melisandre for the rescue, for the Hail Mary, the redemption of her character. George R.R. Martin always likes to say, we have great characters in a story, so Melisandre's done a lot of bad. Now it's her turn to do some good.
All right, man. Do you want to snap yourself out of here?
Well, let's snap myself out of here.
All right, so let's move on to the cringe news. All right, so the first one we have, girl. Chancla.
Yes.
You ready?
Let's do this.
Game of Thrones, Night King, taken into custody by Norwegian police.
Oh, wow. Look at that. He looks amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's happened here?
I don't know. I haven't read the article yet. That one's sent in by that one's sent in by a listener. I want to thank our listeners for contributing. I really appreciate it, y'all.
It says the Game of Thrones character was caught, cuffed, and taken into custody last week by the Trondheim Police Department, who wanted to tap into the hype of the 8th and final season of the hit HBO show. The police have received many complaints about a man from the northern region involved in criminal activity. It doesn't really say what he's done. Oh, here it goes. Complaints include animal cruelty and property damage. How the hell are you going to be cruel to an animal?
Man, a lot of the it's probably bestiality. A lot of the cringe news that we find is a lot of bestiality.
Really?
Yeah. There's been like 7 or 6 in Texas, some in West Virginia. It's just odd stuff. So what do you think about that? You think it's dumb that he's still wearing the mask in prison?
Yes, that's what I don't know. So you think that's real or what?
Fake news.
Fictional characters.
Yeah, this one's on Fox News, and so Fox, it's probably fake.
Yeah, according to Trump.
I mean, how you gonna keep him with his mask on in prison?
Yeah,
you
his
take a
mugshot. It's just the Night King.
Yeah, he's like, he gets out and he's like, takes off the mask and everybody's like, where'd he go?
Please watch out for this man.
He's like that. What's that? That Sosei or whatever from that one movie with that pedophile. What's his name? Like a better one. What Scary Movie 2 or was Scary Movie 1? Remember Doofy?
Oh yeah.
It's Doofy.
He takes off his.
He takes off his glasses and he stops walking like
with his gimp.
Yeah, his gimp. And throws away his little backpack, and he's all like sexy and stuff.
I wouldn't go that far.
Come on, girl. He's sexy. He's really sexy.
Okay.
I wish I looked like him. I would do anything to
Gil
look like him.
swallows.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He's like, what's that smell? My ass. Yeah. So that's the first bit of cringe news there, man. Yeah. Thank you to the listeners for sending that in. I appreciate it. We only got one this week, so.
One listener?
No, one sent in.
Oh, okay.
Well, I think last week we had 2, so. I mean, maybe one of them fell asleep. It doesn't matter. But thank you so much.
Thanks.
Yeah. All right. So the next one, let's see.
Okay. Man who removed his condom during sex with prostitute has been jailed for rape. Ooh, let's read this. Okay. A man has been jailed for 12 years for raping a sex worker by taking off a condom during intercourse. Ooh, I like that title, sex worker. Works much better than a prostitute. Okay. So he's a 35-year-old man. He ignored his victim as she told him, "I don't do that. Please no," and threatened her when she tried to wriggle free. He contacted his victim online through an adult work website where she specifically said clients must wear protection.
Wow.
So it was fine that they had sex, but it was not fine that he pulled off that condom because he couldn't feel anything.
I think it's only illegal. Prostitution's only legal in the United States, I think.
Legal or illegal?
Illegal.
Well, except for Nevada, right?
Yeah, Nevada. I think they call them escorts in Nevada, so that's around the
sex workers.
Sex workers. Yeah. So, I mean, 12 years, man.
Wow. He'd get nothing over here.
Yeah. Yeah. He wouldn't. I don't think anybody would care.
Yeah, no. As he was sentenced after the trial, he threatened to shoot the judge.
What?
Telling him, I'm coming for you. You'll get a shotgun in the face at night.
What? Wow. I mean, I hope he remembers that threat in 12 years. He's going to be, well, he's 35, so in 12 years, he'll be like 40.
47.
Yeah, 47.
Math.
He'll be 47. Would he even be strong enough to carry a gun? He'll be on his wheelchair and shit.
He'll be strong enough to rip off that condom.
Man,
okay. And she considered self-harm as a result of the rape. How is that even rape? She consented, but wait, she doesn't do that without protection.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
Come on. If that's your employment, you're just asking for it. It's like wearing those pants with the pink written on the button, expecting people not to look.
Or those guys with those tight shirts. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, I don't know. Threatening the judge, though, I mean, that's probably why he got 12 years.
Yeah. Probably so. You're probably right. He didn't get 12 years for the crime.
Yeah.
I just can't believe that.
I'm sure they just wrote him a ticket for that. And then he was like, you're going to get shotgun in the face. And then they're like, well, you're going to jail then.
I can't believe they just consider that rape.
What would you consider it?
I don't know. The deed was already done. He just ripped it off. He couldn't feel anything. You know how it is.
Well, he's got a little Peter.
Well, you know how it is.
Well, yeah, no, I don't know about that, girl, but you know, when stuff used to work, it was, I never had no complaints. You ain't never complained, did you?
Not to you.
Okay, good. As long as it wasn't to me, I mean, I'll live with that. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, he's an idiot. He's an idiot. And you know what? I hope, when he's in jail and he's getting that right in the butt,
they rip off the condom.
Yeah, he's gonna be like, leave that condom on. I don't want to have anal birth. All right, Chancla. What's the next one?
A giant Idaho potato has been turned into an Airbnb you can sleep in. Okay, this is a starchy night. Potato lovers can now spend the night inside of a gigantic spud in Idaho. For $200 per night, guests can stay in the decommissioned tater that was paraded across the United States for several years. So it's real. Although the exterior is, well, a potato, the inside was a peel with a modern look that features a queen-size bed, a bathroom kitchenette, air conditioning, and a fireplace. I could use some air conditioning right now. Wow, $200. Oh my gosh, this potato was from 2012.
I mean, it's got a stink in there. Potatoes are really watery.
This shit cannot be real. Oh my god!
Is it real?
It says
fake
it's
news.
Real.
It's not a real potato. It's probably a plaster of Paris.
No, it's awesome. Tiny house. I need this.
No, you'll get a camper and a little truck.
We're not getting a camper, so we're gonna get a tiny house one day.
No.
Yeah, minimalist. No. We'll have to get rid of all this podcast stuff. Can we keep the dog?
No. No. You want to live in a potato? No.
Do potato land. Potato land. Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this has been another episode of Geek'd Up Radio. I've been your host, Ricky, the Jolly Rancher Commander, with my beautiful, lovely, seductive mistress of the night.
Okay, I'm asleep at night.
Oh, okay. The Chanclita. Here we go. Say goodbye.
Oh, goodbye, everyone. Please like and subscribe.
There you go. And if you like this episode, make sure you, if you want to be part of the conversations, make sure you hit all those media links, social media links in the show notes. And if you like the intro and outro music, make sure you find the In Rights on Facebook and on Spotify, and show them some love. And as always, this has been a production of NiteWork Media. So if you want to find some more information on them, the links are in the show notes as well. And Chancla, Lalo is not here.
Aww.
So we're going to do the moral of the story, or today's episode is going to be done by you.
Oh, yay.
Okay. All right. So, Chancla, turn. Tell us the lesson we should learn.
If you have to choose between a tiny house or a potato, always choose the potato.
Listen to me very carefully. I want to present the moment you've been waiting for. Geek'd Up Radio.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Geek'd Up Radio. I'm your lovely host, Ricky, the Jolly Rancher Commander, with
Michael,
the librarian. And tonight, ladies and gentlemen, me and Mike are going to be diving deep whichever word it is, into last week's episode of Game of Thrones. My wife isn't here tonight. She doesn't want to be on the show no more. She got too many good reviews. So I brought Michael in, so it's gonna be me and him, and at the end we're gonna have a B-roll of other people's opinions and thoughts on last week's episode, which they vary. And last week's episode, Michael, was long. It was long, which I loved.
It was an hour and a half.
Yeah, it was a great episode, but it was really. It really divided the community, I think, on the way it ended. So full spoilers tonight, ladies and gentlemen. If you haven't seen episode 3 of season 8 of Game of Thrones, put this on mute, just download it, and come back to it after you've seen it, because we're not holding back. We ain't holding back, and we're going all the way. We're going all the way. Aren't we, Michael?
Sure.
Me and you all the way. We're going all in, Michael. Me and you. Yeah.
All right.
All right, so... Okay, Mike. Well, let's just get we'll just get straight to the meat and potatoes, man. We're just the ending, how it ended. I mean, that's the discussion everywhere. How it ended. Why don't you tell us how it ended, Michael, and then we'll discuss what you thought about it and what I thought about it. Go ahead.
Okay. So you mean just the ending of the Night King?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's been a long time coming. It's something that's, since pretty much the first episode, there's going to be some kind of showdown at one point with, the White Walkers. And this is it. Not only the Night King is dead, but the White Walkers as well. Looks like they're all gone.
Yeah. Yeah, and it was a simple poke in the belly that ended it. What's her name? Arya coming out of the shadows, like a Riddick move, you know what I'm saying? With her knife in hand, and the Night King turns around and grabs her and stabs her, or not stabs her, but catches her, and she stabs him in the belly, and it's the end. The anticlimactic ending to a buildup of 8 years to end in such a way is a travesty and a slap in the face to the entire fan base and community, I believe.
Well, okay. So how would you rather it have ended?
A fight. I wanted a fight. The Night King to have a fight. To fight. And, where him and Jon Snow, because if Jon Snow wasn't going to be the one to kill the Night King, why is he in the show? Why did he come back to life as a zombie? Why is he there then? If not to...
Because he's the true heir?
The true heir could be Daenerys now. I mean, his purpose...
But it's not.
...of being a living zombie is... They're not going to have a zombie king. I mean, that's not what's going to happen. I mean, if they wanted a zombie king, they would have let the Night King become the king of all the land. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make any sense. And
you know what?
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
And no, you go ahead. I'm all over the place right now.
You're kind of about to deep.
Okay. This ending was just a bunch of BS.
I didn't see it that way, but to me, the episode, it was long. It was a big battle. This is something they've been building up to for a long time. But when it comes down to it, overall impression, this episode didn't really progress story very much, other than the Night King's now dead and the White Walker threat is gone, which is still a big part of the whole story and the lore. But as far as story progression, that's about all that happened in this one episode. So it's a long episode, but not really much went on.
I thought there was a lot in it. They did reveal some things, I thought there was a lot of cliches. A lot of plot armor was heavy on the main champions. You know what I'm saying? And when I say champions, I refer to like Brienne, Jaime, Tyrion, the Sully, leader of the Sullen, or the whatever their names are.
Sully, Grey Worm.
Yeah.
Okay.
All the main characters and sub characters, and seem to have a lot of plot armor. I mean, thick, heavy, plated plot armor. And it was just like nobody died really that should have died or should have died. or would have died in a situation like that situation. Because one thing that bothered me the most, okay, was that, I mean, if the champions were doing so good fighting off the entire army of the dead by themselves, why wouldn't they just put all 7 of them in the front row and let them just fight everybody off? Because, I mean, you had the Dothraki. Okay, so it begins with the Dothraki charge and Melisandre lighting their swords on fire, which apparently lighting your sword on fire does nothing to the dead. And and they charge off and go disappear into the night. You know what I'm saying?
I'm sure they took a few with them, but yeah, I mean, it's. I think it was mainly kind of more for a visual thing of you can't really see what's going on, but all of a sudden you see all the lights,
just
flickering and go out, and it's like, oh shit, and everybody's dead.
Exactly, and I love the imagery. The imagery was amazing.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
Yeah, it was. And, there's complaints online. It was too dark. I'm like, I don't give a fuck. It was amazing.
I actually did have to adjust my TV a little bit.
So, hey, I had to mix my laptop. Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, it makes sense. Everything was at night. It's not like everything's just, you could see everything real clear and everything's just blue. So, I mean,
exactly.
You truly have the sense of it's dark. You can't see what the hell's going on. And it just kind of amps up the tension with it too, because it's at this point it's an unseen or unknown threat. It's there, it's bad. You don't know how bad.
Exactly, man. Yeah, and okay, so once after the Dothraki get killed or slaughtered or whatever,
or wiped out, yeah, they're pretty much gone now.
Yeah, do you see the horde of whatchamacallit, of zombies rushing, and they hit the Unsullied, lines with a kind of like a tidal wave of dead bodies.
Oh yeah, they're just kind of leaping over them. Yeah.
Yeah, because if you notice it, they're very like liquidly motioning, or like over the ranks and stuff like that, right? And it's just amazing how they did that. It kind of like reminds me of World War Z, right? Kind of like that, right? But in a fantasy setting.
Especially the walls later on. Yeah.
Exactly. But all of a sudden, they can't overcome 7 people in a courtyard, and it's just like, oh man, just have these characters die. I just don't understand it. Yeah, my wife said, oh, you got to have some people alive to have like some type of drama in the last 3 episodes. But I think you could have had more of the main characters die besides just like 4 sub characters. I mean, like not even sub characters. I mean, they're like this regular like almost background characters, really, that nobody really not even know most of their names. You know what I'm saying?
Well, okay. Well, let's go into it a little further because we know Mormont's dead, and he was kind of a.
Who was he? He was the one with the eye patch, right?
No, Jorah, the guy that was saving Dany at the end.
Okay.
He'd been like a loyal supporter for her the whole time.
Okay, yeah.
So
the old guy.
Big death for him. Yeah, big death for the old guy.
He went out like a man. Don't get me wrong. I mean,
yeah.
But he's more of a background character now, even more than he was before.
Okay, listen. Once it's all done, you see someone who survived in the crypt. You see maybe a glimpse of 1 or 2 who survived in the courtyard, the rest of the castle, but they don't actually touch on everybody. So we don't know who the actual death count is yet. I mean, some of those people could have gone down. I doubt that Brienne, which I thought she was going to be sacrificed, but she's probably still alive.
She's still alive. Well, I've seen the episode like 3 times. So yeah, she's alive. Jaime's alive. The leader of the Unsullied.
Yeah, Jaime, was it Tormund? Tormund, the redheaded dude that's
he's alive.
Hot for Brienne. Yeah, he's probably alive still.
Yeah. What do you call it? Sam's alive. Who else is alive? I would have had all those people just die.
Yeah.
I mean, they're overwhelmed by the dead, and the 7 of them or the 8 of them are just holding their own. Like, I'm like, man, come on. And they always hint towards like they're like foreshadow their death every now and then, because you'll see them being overwhelmed. They're like, like that, and then somebody comes by and saves them, or in the next shot they're back to like fending all the dead off with their infinite stamina or whatever. And it's like, oh my goodness, dude, you should be tired from hacking and slashing. I mean, because I don't know, maybe it's because so far Game of Thrones hasn't had a lot of high fantasy in it yet, and it's been almost very ultra realistic for a fantasy setting, right? You know, people die, main characters die, and stuff like that. And just
not a whole lot of magic, really. Yeah.
And just to have that finally, everybody seem to have plot armor now. It seems to bother me. I think that's what it is, because there's never anything like that before.
Yeah. Well, you know what? And I think you're right. I think they probably, if they were going to eventually get rid of some of the characters before the thing's done, then this was a time where they probably could have given even. It didn't have to be a big death, you know, like the girl who killed the giant,
right?
You know, or Mormont. It didn't have to be big, you know, just going down and then they're dead. You know, they could have actually done it off. But I feel that they're probably going to be saving some of these deaths for something like this next conflict, the last couple of episodes. You're probably going to see the body count really pile up.
Oh, I see what you mean.
But again, you know, if they were going to kill these other characters off anyway, this would have been a good time to get rid of a couple of more if they're going to do it.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, they were like trimming the fat on this one because Theon died. My boy, I love Theon, and to see him go that way.
Yeah, I mean, he redeemed himself. That was kind of, a little surprised, especially because, you know, he had this reconciliation with Sansa, and it looked like there may be some kind of. She was really happy to see him.
Yeah,
when he came back, and it's like, hey, exactly, you know, not a lot of future there, but still some kind of relationship.
Exactly right.
Yeah. So that was kind of thing. But again, you know, they gave him, I think, a good death too. You know, he went out, he redeemed himself honorably.
Right.
So that was good. It was kind of weird though, because Bran, he was like, I'm going to go away now, and so he goes off to the Ravens. Was he that the entire time?
He was,
because
I don't.
Which is kind of weird. It's like, well, what's he doing? He's just kind of watching. Yeah. He didn't really direct anybody. He didn't really help anything.
Okay, so to me,
how was he supposed to be the big thing against the Night King?
So to me, Bran using his power. Okay, this is the theory. Using Bran, using his power or whatever is like hanging a piece of cheese in front of a mouse, and the mouse is the Night King. So to lure him out even faster.
Oh, to draw him out. Okay.
Yeah, even faster than what he would have been. He had to use his power. But in reality, if you look at it, the only reason that they made him use his power, if you don't think about it the way I think about it, and he was only to show you where the Night King was, because he goes into those what was that called, the flock of seagulls, what is it, a conspiracy of crows, right, whatever they're called.
Okay.
So he goes into them, right?
Murder of crows.
A murder of crows. Only to show you where the Night King is during the battle, because he flies them into the Night King, and then the Night King's in the battle now, and it's like they only use this power just to show that. And I was like, okay, so that's the one purpose Bran's going to serve in this whole episode. And it was like, oh great. I mean, we don't get to see his extent any more of his power.
Yeah, I was a little disappointed in there. I thought there was going to be more with Bran other than him just sitting in a chair and then watching the Night King.
Yeah.
But again, you know, it's.
But then again, if you think about the way I do, more of like a beacon, he was like putting a flashlight on himself, saying, "Hey, motherfucker, I'm over here." You know.
Yeah. Well, and it's funny. You're what you'd said before was true. With him raising up the dead off the battlefield, and then here there comes the ones from the crypt popping out.
Yeah, exactly right. And let's a lot of things happened in this episode. So let's talk about the crypt real quick, because not a whole lot happened there, but you could see. I don't know if it was just me being a romantic, but I think one of our listeners was hoping that Tyrion and Sansa were still getting together, and I think he might be right.
I noticed that as well. It's like at least they reconciled, and she realized that he was actually an honorable guy towards her.
Yeah.
She couldn't see it at the time, but he was a great dude. And her comments like, "You were the best husband." He's like, "Oh shit."
Yeah.
That's horrible.
And I love that she was like, but if it wasn't for the Dragon Queen, we would never work out, because he like has his loyalty to her That's a lot, and to her, and and I took that comment as not like it, like to hell with the Dragon Queen, but that other lady, I forget her name, like took it that way, and she was like, well, it wasn't for her, we wouldn't be here or whatever. And I felt like Sansa should have been like, shut the fuck up, bitch, mind your own business. I'm trying to talk to my husband here. You know what I'm saying? I was like, man, that lady was being too defensive. Sansa was trying to have a moment, trying to flirt a little bit. You know what I mean?
I don't think about necessarily that much, but she recognized that of all the people that she's been thrown in with, they were both reluctant. Neither one really wanted it, but he was still the best of all of them.
Right.
And, and that he's a decent guy. He's a drunk, but he's a decent guy.
Yeah.
So that's, especially with Theon out of the way, it's like, is it possible now that maybe something in the future for them?
Maybe. I thought, okay, so when the undead came alive into Crypt and she pulled out that dragon dagger or whatever, I thought they were going to kill each other. She was going to commit suicide, and then he was going to commit suicide. I'm like, this is the end for Sansa and Tyrion. Instead of like being taken and eaten alive, they're just going to do what that Japanese suicide thing.
Seppuku.
Yeah. I was like,
dude, you went dark. I didn't even think of that at all.
Dude, because she had the dagger out, she was pointing at herself. I was like, okay, she's about to do it, and then Tyrion looked away. He looked straight ahead, like he wasn't gonna watch her do it. And because I was like, oh my god, she's about to kill herself, and she didn't. I was like, oh man,
yeah,
I should write these stories. I should.
No, please don't write fan fiction.
I will, dude. I would have had them kill each other. What is that? Romeo and Juliet. You know what I'm saying? There were two star-crossed lovers. Their destinies didn't meet up this time, but maybe in the next world. Booyah!
Yeah.
But no, they survived somehow with all the zombies. I would have liked to see Ned Stark, running around with no head. You know what I'm saying? That would have been cool.
Mm-hmm.
Make a little cameo.
I was wondering if they were going to have Ned come back, headless Ned.
Or, he would have had what is that?
Or Lysa.
Or, yeah. Or something, or the mom. Oh, that would have been a perfect place for the mom to show up, and be, what's her name, for just a tiny second.
You know what? I was thinking about her earlier. When she died, did she ever go back to Winterfell?
I don't know. I think they just threw her body.
I don't think so. Yeah, I think they just kind of wrote her out.
Yeah. That's pretty much all that happened in the crypt. I mean, maybe there might be a relationship there later. Both of them might end up on the Iron Throne. Actually, now that I think about it, I mean, because like I said, nobody's gonna want a zombie king, and So yeah. So I see that happening. All right. So back to the big battle.
Okay.
So, so let's talk about Melisandre. All right, the Red Witch. Okay. So she comes out of the darkness. We don't know how she got around the zombies, right? The horde of zombies that seem to go onto the horizon.
But where has she been the entire time?
I don't know, bruh.
Because after the whole army thing broke up, she just kind of disappeared.
Exactly, and I thought we would never see her again. I thought she would just went back to wherever she came. You know what I'm saying?
Me too.
As a
so
failure.
Surprised. Yeah.
But no, she came back. She did her magic spell. She got the Dothraki killed. When she was lighting the trench, right? Because they used her to light the trench, right, as a desperate action.
Yeah. You thought that was gonna be it?
I thought that was gonna be the end of her. Like the zombie would have caught her, and as she died, it went off.
Well, they played all of us because they told us at the beginning of the episode she's not going to survive till the dawn.
Right. Exactly.
So we thought, okay, this is going to be it. Yeah, and then she didn't.
Yeah, but her ending. So when she killed herself, and she did, ladies and gentlemen, she had this magical necklace with this magical ruby on it that kept her youthful, and she just walked off into the horizon and
died of old age
and took it off, and then age caught up with her.
Well, just like the oh god, I forget his name, the guy that she kept bringing back for the eye patch. It was like, well, she knew that her time was done too. It's like she had no more use.
But I don't know. I don't think she should have died that way. Maybe she should have let that one guy, Bravos, the guy with the Davos, kill her. Or maybe like somewhere in the battle, he should have like just came up behind her and just stabbed her. You know what I'm saying?
He's not that kind of guy.
But I mean, if this to have her just walk off and take off that thing, I mean, that's stupid. I would just have, like, after the end of the battle, right? Maybe while she was walking or something, she just comes up to him. She's like, okay, you know, we've won. The dad has been destroyed, and he just kills her. Or maybe
you just wanted to see her bleed. Then
I mean, it's kind of like a weak way to, in my opinion, to write a character out. Oh, we're just gonna have her. You know, it's like kind of like, you remember Chronicles of Riddick. You know, when the other Furion was like one of those zombie guys, and he's like, oh, I'm a Furion too, and I'm just going to go walk out into that sun that was burning up the planet, and he just walks out there and he turns into ash as he's walking and stuff. I'm like, oh, God, dude. I mean, this is like so stupid to have somebody just walk off and die as they walk off. It's kind of like Kill Bill. When Bill dies and he doesn't undo the 5-finger death punch or whatever, and he just walks 2 paces and dies. I was like, oh, God, dude. I'm like, it's so cliche. I'm like, no, man.
Okay. Well, I'm thinking of it as from the position of her. You know, she knows her use is done. She knows she's going to die. So is she just going to walk out and collapse, or is she going to let someone stab her? I think I'd rather just collapse myself.
I mean, if they were going to kill her, then I would have had her been killed by the zombies, or have Davos kill her, and if they weren't, if they decided that she was going to walk off, I would have been like, no, if you're not going to have one of these two things happen to her, then she can just live, go off, ride off, and go, you know, do her thing. Because, you know, she's part of a bigger religion at some other country. And maybe she can go do some good being Mother Teresa somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? It's just like they didn't want to pay for her character or for the actress anymore. They're like, just kill her off. We don't know what to do with her. And we can't have another female get killed by a male. That would just look really rude, even though we just killed another kid this season. So I don't know, I just don't get it. I just don't get the walking off and dying thing. It's so stupid.
Well, again, you know, to me, from stories wise, it makes sense because her use is gone. She know the Lord of Light doesn't need her anymore,
right?
You know, so her mission's completed.
Oh yeah, okay. All right, so moving on. So the Hound, I forget what his name is. His name is the Hound is like a real big puss in this episode too. For some reason, like as the season,
the fire,
yeah, he gets weaker and weaker, and not only was he like super afraid of the fire, but he was also super afraid of the dead, and
I don't think it was the dead. It was more the fire thing. But then, I mean, and that's where Arya comes in, and he guy's like, look at this girl. Look at all the shit she's doing, and you're just standing here cringing.
Well, see, I don't think it was the fire, really, Michael. Let me tell you why. Because he's been hanging around that guy that can make his sword on fire, like the entire time, and then he fought next to that guy with his sword on fire, and he doesn't react to that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I mean, you were talking about a little bit versus a whole trench, a whole lot of it. and plus, the previous season when they were meeting up with Cersei, the box with a zombie in it, he's lugging that thing in the box, and then when he lets it out, he's not afraid of it. He's hacking it up and jacking with it and stuff.
Right.
So so I don't think it's the zombie aspect. I think it's more just the volume and the amount of fires. It's really, you know, like birthday cake versus, you know, forest fire type of thing. It's just another scale that he just couldn't handle.
Okay, I see what you mean. Yeah, I can see that then. I can see that. And so, you know, the Hound is one person that lives, even though he should have died too. I mean, what other purpose?
You think so?
Of course.
He's got to kill his brother, man. Well, okay, he's got to kill his brother again.
Oh, Clay Game Bowl. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, so I see. Yeah, I can see that. Okay, so he needs to be alive. Okay, good thing you brought that back.
Because there's going to be a showdown.
If not him and his brother, then Jon Snow and his brother, because his brother's a zombie too, and Jon Snow's a zombie. So 2 zombies cancel out, you know, negative plus a negative make a positive. Booyah. But anyways, I don't make the show. I just comment on it. Okay, so the guy with the one eye was technically immortal, but no longer immortal, dies.
Yeah, they just didn't bring him back in anymore.
Right.
Yeah,
he served his purpose. Arya turned out to be the chosen one that everybody was looking for. Even Melisandre was looking for. the one to kill the stop the dead or whatever. Brienne of Tarth, she lives through it. Okay, let's talk about the zombie. Not the zombie. Let's talk about the dragon fight. Michael,
Okay.
We've never had a dragon on dragon fight. I don't think in cinema ever. I can't think of one.
Not that I can think of.
Yeah, so it was amazing. I loved it. It was fun. It was like a roller coaster. The cinematography or whatever the word is was on point. It felt like when I was watching this, like the second time and even the first time, I was like, if they ever make a Dragonlance Chronicles with what's that? The one Dragonlance guy, the Legend of Human or Hunar or whatever, where they're fighting on dragons or whatever. This is how they need to do it. It was amazing. It was a lot of fun seeing the vistas of the clouds on top of the moonlight. Oh man, it was just like wow. I mean, yeah.
Something I flashed on though, and I don't know why I didn't think about it before. Okay, so either John and Danny are controlling the dragons telepathically, or they're literally just riding there for no reason.
I'm going to say that they're riding on them for no reason.
Okay.
Yeah.
Other than it looks cool, there's no real reason to be riding a dragon if you're not controlling it at all, and you're just along for the ride.
Unless they've learned how to like use their feet to like a horse or something, right? Like horses you squeeze on the sides or something, and they know. Or if they tug on a horn, I don't know. It could be something like that. But I was thinking maybe they should have had like I don't know. It was cool because when the Night King brought his dragon out and he had his spear, I thought John was going to start attacking him, sword to sword or something. I don't know how they could do it with the wings in the way. But
yeah, he's just trying to hold on.
Yeah, he was like all for the ride.
And you're right, dragon fight. They were going at it, tearing each other up. That's not something we'd really seen before. So and at that point, they really were just trying to hold on while these two behemoths just go at it.
Yeah, dude. And it was like 2-on-1 because especially when like John was fighting, they were tearing at each other and you can see them ripping their flesh and biting half of that zombie dragon skull in half. And then this dragon comes down and like right on top of them, breaks them up or whatever. I was like, this is amazing. They really delivered.
And later on when John and the dragon, he's trying to get to the courtyard, the dragon keeps blowing fire at him. He just can't get past him. He keeps trying to sneak. He gets caught and he has to run away.
Yeah, dude.
Like 3 times.
Yeah. It's okay talking about Dragonfire. All right, before we move on to the to the whatchamacallit. What I forget what it's called. To the before we move on to the hot takes, one more thing. Let's talk about the dragon and blah. Let's talk about the Night King not being melted by fire. Go ahead, Michael. What are your thoughts on that, man?
It's interesting.
That's it.
I mean, I guess he's so powerful. You think he was Targaryen?
That's exactly what it tells me, bro. Only Targaryens are not burnt by fire or dragon fire, man. And they can only ride dragons. Targaryen. That's why he smirked at her. He was like, you don't know who I am, but I know I'm a Targaryen. I'm not afraid of no dragons.
I didn't even think about that, but it's viable.
Yeah, dude.
So, okay, so the kid that got turned into the Night King was a Targaryen?
Yes.
But no, because this was all before the Targaryens ever came over to Westeros.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure. I think it was still the time of the first men and the children of the forest were still around.
Oh, really? Okay, so if that's... Wait, but the first men were from whatchamacallit? They were the Targaryens.
No, Targaryens were invaders. They came in. They came in several hundred years before current time, and that's where you have the dragons first appear and where they, invaded and took over Westeros.
I don't know. I'm not sure on that lore, but
I mean, it's a good theory.
Well,
but I just
if you're debunking it,
it doesn't seem to hold up with the lore.
Yeah, because I'm not a real lore aficionado. You know what I'm saying? So if anybody knows, tweet me at Geek'd Up Radio 1.
or ideas. Yeah, I mean, no one really knows for sure, but
or DM.
Yeah, give us some. What do you think?
Yeah, because seriously, because as soon as the fire stopped and he was standing there with his smirk, I was like, Targaryen, that's what he is, and I was just like amazed. So yeah, and yeah, so that's my thoughts overall. I give this episode on action level. I give this episode a 7. Final Fantasies out of 7. But that's ending,
pretty high, man.
Man, it was a great episode, but the ending really, really ruined everything. I mean, it ruined the hype.
Well, let's touch back on Arya real quick.
Go ahead, man.
She was an effing ninja the entire episode, man.
She was, and she's a straight badass.
I mean, yeah, I mean, even when on the battlements where they're overrun and she's trying to get through the hallways, where she kind of rolls down the backs of the dead to get down that stairwell.
Yeah,
that was genius,
dude.
Yeah, man, that was cool. And then the slipping in, stealthily in the interior with all the zombies, like in the library and stuff.
Yeah, straight up Metal Gear Solid, man. I was like,
that was pretty awesome.
Dude. And when she stabbed that zombie in the face real quick, I was like, man. So don't get me wrong when I say that the Night King went out like a bitch, right? It's not because he got killed by Arya. It's that he got poked in the belly by somebody that happened to be Arya, and died easily with no fight, nothing.
I guess nobody ever been able to get close enough for him to do it.
I mean, yeah, exactly. I mean, okay, so. And I'm thinking about this, I'm thinking about this while I'm taking a dump this morning, Michael. And I'm like, man, if I don't care about Snoke getting killed the way he did with no reveal of his backstory or his true motives or anything like that, then why am I so bothered that they did the same thing with the Night King? You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't figure that, because honestly, I'm kind of tired of the whole Night King thing. This has been building up for so long, and really, it was just.
And that's what it is. It's the buildup. They didn't satisfy the buildup. I mean, it's like kind of stopping mid-coitus when you're about to, explode. And it's like, oh, we got to go. The doorbell. Oh God, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, Michael? You know what I'm saying. I've done it to you. And it's like bullshit. Anyways. That's all it is. I was expecting a big fight where maybe where all the champions were trying to attack him, and he was just knocking out champions, stabbing them, hurting them, wounding them, or whatever, killing them, as they were all, and they were all being overwhelmed by him or not being able to do it, and then have Arya pop out sneak attack, Master Splinter that shit, and stab him in the back. You know what I'm saying? I was expecting something like Ninja Turtles Part 1, where the Shredder took on all 4 of the Ninja Turtles and beat their ass. And then, Splinter comes out and beats his ass. It could have been just like that. That's what I was expecting. After 8 years, give us something. Give us something. An identity, a motive besides just whatever his thing. Or, why he was after the brand so furiously. But nothing.
He underestimated her. That's what it comes down to.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's my thoughts on that on last week's episode, ladies and gentlemen. Michael, do you have anything else?
I am looking forward to see what's going to happen this Sunday.
Oh man, me too. I think this episode coming up is going to be.
I think there's going to be a lot of plot progression now.
Yeah,
they got the whole thing out of the way. Yeah.
Or what? No, not episode 1. Episode 2, where they sat around and talked around things. I think it's going to be a big breather episode. We just have a big battle. We got to let the champions understand what's going on, come to terms with the people that they lost, and the way the world is now changed again.
And all the revelations with. I mean, now there's 4 people who know that Jon, who he is.
Yeah.
So I'm sure it's going to spread now that they've got a chance to kind of sit back for a second.
Right, and we're going to see Cersei, because she's going to get word that the dead have been defeated.
Yep.
And so I mean we there's a lot of they got to push. They're going to have to start picking up the story real quick. They only have 3 hours left or so. So
3 episodes, but again, they may be extended episodes as well. It just depends. I imagine the last one's probably going to be an hour and a half to 2 hours.
I think it was only going to be 60 minutes too.
You think so?
This was the longest episode from what I saw on IGN. And they just get shorter and shorter. I think the next one's like maybe 70 minutes, and the next one's, the last episode's on like 64 minutes. But
okay.
Yeah. So there's not much left. So there you go. Yeah. So, all right then. Well, let's move on to the hot takes, Michael, to the snappity.
All right.
Let's hear what people got to say.
Okay, so just to start off, I want to let you know that I saw the episode twice. You know, the first time, I got into it. The second time really gave me the opportunity to really analyze what I saw. After the first time I saw the show, I was just blown away. Like, wow, like that is the best episode on, TV history ever. Like, it was a phenomenal episode. Blown away by the cinematics, the graphics, everything. It was just, I thought it was awesome. And then the second time I watched it, I really sat back and kind of, analyzed a lot of the things that were going on. It was really cool that they were able to touch base on, so many different characters, how they were all, involved, and every single one of them had their own little story going on with this particular battle. One of the things that I did not like about this particular episode is, if you look back at the history of the Game of Thrones, they were very much had the rules set where any action that you take is going to have some sort of consequence, and because of that, people lost their lives in the storyline in the previous episodes. And that was awesome. That's what taught the readers, but the audience that, don't get a favorite character because they're gonna die. and so in this episode, there were so many scenes where characters probably should have died, in my opinion. That you see Jon Snow surrounded by an army of the undead that just rose up around him, and boom, he's sitting there fighting them, taking them all on by himself. And Jorah doing the same thing, fighting off the army of the undead. Where previously, before, these were like terrible. In the other battle, like, these were super hard things to kill. Granted, they had better weapons this time around, but and even before that, when Jon Snow fell out of the sky on his dragon, he just landed in the snow, and he just gets up and ready to start fighting again. What I'm leading up to is, I feel like a lot of the characters here were put in difficult situations and survived them. Like, they turned it into more of a fairy tale story than the real story of the past, where you make a decision, you get surrounded by your enemies, you're fucked, you're gonna die. And they didn't stick to those rules in this particular episode. Granted, there were some main characters that did die. Jorah died at the end. Theon died at the end. It just seemed like there should have been maybe a whole lot more deaths, or that there should have been maybe the whole entire castle should have been wiped out or something. I don't know. It seemed too fantasy, in the sense that in the other previous episodes where you're surrounded by your enemies, you were screwed. So.
Awesome. You want to snap yourself out of here?
Okay. How do I do that?
Like this.
Okay, I'm going to talk about the Battle of Winterfell and what I thought about it. I got to start with the end. I really liked that Arya was the one that killed the Night King, because I didn't think it was going to be her. Seems like all the lead up was about Jon Snow doing it, or maybe Daenerys, but it was her. And then I was like, I never thought it would be her, but really the whole show has been training her how to be a killer, how to be sneaky and all of that, and she did it. Although I thought he died too easily, but still, I was glad it was her. And then I rewatched it another half time because I don't understand what happened to the dragon that Jon Snow was riding. Did that dragon get killed? Was it just one that flew away with all the zombies on it? I didn't understand what happened to the dragon at the end because the dragon Daenerys had came back for her when she was crying. And I really liked how Jorah died. Like, you know, his whole life, he just, the whole time he was with Daenerys, he just wanted to defend her and die defending her, and because he was so devoted to her. I really liked that ending. But I thought more main characters would die. I feel like not enough people died. But I thought the battle would last more than one episode, too. And then I really liked how Lyanna, the little girl, died, because she took out a giant, and she was really small. I really liked that, because she didn't give up all the way to the end. She died, but she took out the giant with her. And let me see. What else? I thought all the horse people, the Dothraki, thought they all died too easily. I know they were the first ones to go up against all the zombies, the ice zombies, dead zombies. But I think they still died too easy, because when they came and attacked, you know, when they were coming towards the castle with the Unsullied and everybody else, it took a lot longer to kill everybody else. Like, everybody else lasted a lot longer than the Dothraki. And I really like the scenes between Tyrion and Sansa. Like, I wish they would get together, but I don't think Sansa's ever going to leave Winterfell again. And Tyrion has to go back and confront his sister. Him and Jaime have to go, and one of them has to be the one that kills Cersei. That's what I think. In the next episode, or in the final episode, I think they have to do it, because she's their crazy sister.
So do you want to snap yourself out of here?
Sure.
Okay, this is Don from Molly Records, and I guess I'll give you my opinion of Game of Thrones. So, I don't have any. I just know that... I just know by the song, you know, the song called Ice and Fire. That's about all I know. And HBO, it's on HBO, right? So, you know, yeah, that's really... You know, it has different seasons and all that stuff. It looks like it took place in the medieval times. And, yeah, I really don't watch a lot of this stuff.
Awesome, man. Do you want to snap yourself out of here, then?
I want to snap out now, please.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Geek'd Up Radio.
I'm your host, Ricky, the Jolly Rancher Commander, along with my special guest host, Shankla Lomensa.
Thanks.
You're welcome. What's up? Yeah, if you like that intro music, make sure you follow the Enrights over there on Facebook and on Spotify. And if you want to be part of these conversations, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you follow all those links in the show notes to all our social media and stuff like that. And this has also been a production of NiteWork Media. Also, and so today, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be talking Game of Thrones.
Ooh.
Once again, because, you know, a lot of stuff happened, a lot of shit went down. If you haven't seen anything this season, especially last episode, and you don't want to get no spoilers, just download the episode, put the shit on mute right now. Just listen on mute.
Just make sure you download first.
Yeah, download first, you know. And if you love this episode, make sure you share with all your friends and your work wives and stuff like that, and work husbands. You know what I'm saying? And maybe even your Sanchos and Sanchas. You know what I'm saying?
Your secret lovers.
Yeah. And let them know. Hey, because, you know, this is the Geek'd Up Radio, the couple edition.
Couples counseling.
There you go. Yeah, that's what it is, girl. Anyway, so a lot of stuff went down last episode. You know, we burnt the bodies from the Great War. You weren't here for the Great War, the Long Night, when they fought all the zombies, girl.
No, I wasn't.
Well, give us real quick what you thought about that, real quick.
Okay, I really loved that episode. I'll agree. I had a hard time seeing that episode, and then the next day I heard on the radio that it was extra dark, which was why I couldn't see it. But I loved it. I thought it was amazing. The ending was so surprising. I really thought Arya was going to die, but instead she was a badass and totally stabbed the Night King. It was amazing. I loved it. Wouldn't change anything.
Cool. And if you want to hear my thoughts and Michael's thoughts, you know, check out last week's episode also, man. It's not the greatest episode, but it's still a great episode. You know what I'm saying? I give it 7 Final Fantasy 7s out of 7. Anyway, so this week, we start off with, you know, John giving off the, you know, a eulogy to the dead and stuff like that. And you know, and then they go into the scene where they're all having the that banquet or whatever.
The celebration dinner. Celebratory.
Yeah,
dinner.
Just saying, "Oh, we won, yay!" And did you? For me, at that moment, I thought this was going to be another red wedding.
That's exactly what I thought. I thought tragedy was about to strike. Maybe I'm a pessimist.
Yeah, seriously, I thought like the Unsullied were going to bust in and start stabbing people. You know what I'm saying? And Daenerys going to be like, "Yeah, bitches."
Yes.
Yeah, motherfuckers.
Hey, well, with the Carrie look on her face, I wasn't sure what was going to happen at that prom. So.
Yeah, I was like seriously scared, you know, and it was, you can tell like stuff. She was not comfortable, you know. She was angry. I don't know, maybe she was angry or something. I don't know what type of emotion that was, but she definitely felt left out. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
And she was starting to, I guess, starting to feel resentment. Maybe towards John, and because you know he was getting all the like praise and stuff, even though she was out there. Nobody saw her out there with the sword fighting with what's his name?
I can't remember that
guy.
Name,
That Jorn that died. What I guess his name is Jorn.
Yeah, with the skin.
Yeah, he had the skin problem, but the
Stone
psoriasis.
Skin.
But he got it cured. You know what I'm saying? He put some coconut oil on it.
And she lost him, which was a tragic loss. But no, I don't feel like anybody really gave any credit to her. I mean, that Thurmond or whatever. What is his name? The red guy.
Yeah.
Turmond. What's his name? The red guy.
The red guy. The leader of the free people.
He did say to the Dragon Queen, and then she immediately stood up and reciprocated the
glory to Arya.
To Arya Stark, the true hero of Winterfell.
Yeah.
But you can see, I think she only did that just for the numbers or whatever.
Yeah, you know, to get the popularity, you know. And it was just like, it's the same thing she did with the bastard Baratheon, the smithy guy, with his handsome chest, as you love to call it. You know, he made him a
We're
lord.
Still talking about that.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, she made him a lord of what? I can't.
Of his family, whatever.
Right.
So he could be, you know, because, you know, what's his name was like, oh, now you have somebody that'll be on your side forever because you elevated him from trash to scum. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So yeah, that's basically like all that I had for that area, because I just really thought she was gonna betray everybody at that point, and it was gonna be another red wedding, and I was like, man, we're about to see. You know, everybody gets stabbed or whatever because, you know, the Unsullied just use spears. Oh my god. That led up. Well, what do we see? That led up to like the deflowering of another great character.
A knight.
Yes, the Sir Knight, and she
Sir Brienne. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I loved that.
Oh man, I mean,
they were playing the drinking game. Which is
they were asking questions. I don't know how it worked. If you lied or if you got caught in a lie, you drank, right? Something like that.
Yeah, like if it's kind of like the would you rather or whatever, but they answer, or she has to drink every time they get something correct about her.
Oh, okay, is that how it went?
Yes.
Okay.
And so then Tyrion said, you're a virgin.
She was like, oh, is it obvious?
And then that kid Podrick next to her fucking drank. He's like, damn, I am too. I'll drink to that one.
He was just fucking slamming him back. He was like, this is fucked.
But then Jamie was like, you didn't really have a drink. So was she really drinking? He met her up in the chamber after that.
And he was like, oh, it's so hot in here. I'm going to take off my shirt.
Okay, yes. That seriously, I thought, Jesus, he's acting like the virgin.
Yeah. I mean, like, you know, it was
He's like,
like,
oh, it's so hot. I mean,
it was so cliche, girl. You know, it was like that first night, you know, you came over to my house or, you know, to my apartment and you were like, it's so hot in here. And you're like, I'm going to take off my bra. I'm like, go ahead. You know, remember that? But yeah, that's the way it went. But I'm Jamie and you're Brienne of Tarth. You know what I'm saying? I was like, what's up? I'm good looking. You know what I'm saying?
Shit. Yeah.
But yeah,
So,
it was really cliche. I thought I was like, come on.
It was
dude.
funny, but we've all been waiting for it. So
Yeah.
I loved it.
But I really wanted what's his name, the boner.
Oh, he
The
was
redhead.
sad. That Tormund. What is his name? Tormund.
Tormund.
I think that's what it is. He was really sad. Jamie stood up.
Yeah.
And he was like, I've come all this way.
Yeah, right. He was like,
which is okay. I still wanted Jamie. And I know another event. I thought Arya was nowhere to be found because she had run off to, you know,
Go
do whatever it
practice
is that
killing.
other boys do. And so she was doing archery. Really, though, she
Yeah.
was doing archery, and that guy
the
asked him to marry her.
yeah, the guy that boned her.
She's like, I am not a lady.
Yeah, it
Which
was
I
like-
told you.
Right. Yeah. So she's, you know, she doesn't like the D. I mean, I get it. You know, I don't like it either. You know?
But that chest, though. No. Yes. I couldn't believe it. I mean, he loves her. And no, she said no. She's not a lady.
Yeah, she's a killer.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of, you know, everybody that I talked to, they were like, oh, yeah, that's the type of, you know, ending that she deserves for that. I'm like, man, come on, dude. I mean,
What, to be a housewife?
I know, to be like the killer adventurer or whatever.
Oh, I see.
And I'm like, no, man, she's done all that. And
It's time to let that go. But
yeah, you know what I'm saying?
well, I mean, if she were to retire now, then we wouldn't see any kind of action in King's Landing.
Well, at least they would have a reason to write her out of the show, just like they did Tormund and Tormund, I guess, and Sansa and Bran. I mean, Bran was like, you don't envy me.
Don't envy me. I'm living in the past.
And he has somebody wheels him off into the distance.
Yeah, Tyrion's like, I like your wheels, man. He's like, yeah, this is the one they used 120 years ago.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude,
like, shut up.
move your face. That's not paralyzed.
It was like,
Oh,
yeah,
man.
take a drink, dude. Come
It's
on.
okay. I do like Bran. It's just he's just.
But I'm just glad he's finally out of the show. I'm glad. I mean,
they just wheeled him out one
I mean,
last time.
if you think about it, his entire purpose of he had no purpose in the show completely, man. His only purpose was
Was to bait the Night King.
No, not to bait, but to tell
about Jon.
That was all 8 seasons. That was his only purpose of being alive. I was like, oh my god, dude. Anyways, yeah. And then okay, so we had another touching moment that we thought we were going to see somebody else get deflowered again. You know, again.
Damn.
I thought because Daenerys and Jon, they meet in the back, right? And they're like, "What's up?" And she's like, "I love you. I need your hands on me. I need your kisses, your lips."
And he couldn't do it.
He was doing it, and then I guess it like popped in his head. That's my aunt. He's like, incest.
Auntie.
Yeah, I had to. This is not the sugar I wanted.
I think he's because he saw her during the dinner. He looks back as soon as all the boys are like,
because he's embarrassed. He doesn't want that glory.
No, he doesn't. But at the same time, he knows it's bothering her. I mean, like I said, she had that Carrie look. Like at any minute, we're going to see the doors slam shut and some pig's blood flying. You know, it's like, girls, step back, drink your Starbucks, and let's have, you know, some peace. But he looks back, and I mean, she's just got that crazy look, and that priest guy.
Varys.
What's the
Varys?
eunuch?
Varys.
Okay. Oh, sorry.
He's bald.
Varys.
I know everybody that doesn't have a dick. They were all my favorite characters.
They are not my favorite characters. So yeah, even he's looking at her like he knows something is up.
Yeah.
And then Sansa, you know, as soon as she saw that moment between Daenerys and Jon Snow, I mean, she whipped her head around and got out of there real quick.
Yeah. Because it bothers her that they're in a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't trust Daenerys.
No.
And she's afraid of what Jon will do to keep that love or whatever.
Right. Because he says repeatedly he does not want the throne.
Yeah. And so he tells her that in secret, right? When they're in secret. Oh, you're my queen. I'll do anything for you. I love you.
Right. And then she was like, well, then you can't. Oh, no. He says, I want to tell. She's like, you can't tell a soul that you are Aegon Targaryen or whatever.
Right.
And he says, well, I'm going to tell 2 more people. I want to tell my sisters. I owe that to him.
To them.
So, yeah, I owe that to... I meant Arya. I'm kidding. So, yes, I owe that to them at least.
Yeah. And she's like, no.
No, she's like, you know what it's going to take to be with me.
Shut your mouth. No, he says, I'll do anything that there's a way we can live in peace. I know there's a way. And she's like, I just told you how.
Yeah, I just told you. And just walks out.
Motherfucker.
Storms out.
Yeah. I mean, he's heartbroken. You know?
Yeah.
He's completely torn. How are you going to be like with the love of your life, but still be very loyal to your family? You know, and now that they're both his families, where do your loyalties lie? You know what I'm saying?
That, and I really think he thinks she's going nuts.
Yeah, but he doesn't see it though. He's blinded by love.
You think?
Oh,
I can't really see the love there.
I mean, he loves her. He's never seen a golden-haired beauty like that. He was like, all I've seen is that red and that brown boy. The brown-haired boy. Arya. And he's just like, man, that's why as soon as he met, he went balls deep. I mean, that's it,
Right after her brother.
Yeah, I mean, he loves her.
I mean, I guess. I don't know.
And she loves him. She loves him because, she's willing to, like, deceive everybody. She's willing to do all things to keep their love, but also at the same time she's willing to do everything else to keep her throne.
Right.
So she's also conflicted. You know what I'm saying?
She's crazy.
And that's what's going to drive her crazy, the conflict inside between her wanting to be a better person than her genealogy and that's what's going to drive her
well
crazy.
And she did mention that when all the people were going goo goo gaga over, Jon and Arya, that this is the way people used to be for me.
Right.
But they're not like that over across seas.
Yeah.
Here, they are not like that for me.
Well, yeah.
And he said, well, they have to learn to trust you. They have to get to know you. It doesn't just happen because before, she just saved like the race of people from Missandei's race or whatever of people in the Unsullied, and they followed her. They just fell to her knees. And that's not the way it happens over here.
Yeah, it's totally different.
Yeah.
They've switched monarchs so quickly, so many times. They're like, they're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Another one?
Exactly.
Like, who is it? Who? Oh, another president? Fuck it.
Yes. So, so we have Jaime and Brienne of Tarth, but then what happens?
What do you mean? That he bones her?
Okay, the next day.
Oh, the next day. Okay, so the next day they make their plans and they're gonna they all ride to the south and stuff like that, and they start going to attack, and Jaime gets this wild hair up his ass that maybe Brienne of Tarth ain't cutting it for him. You know what I'm saying?
Oh hell no, he does not.
He's like, and he's like, man, that I just nothing fits because she's a bigger girl. You know what I'm saying? He's like, I feel I want to be Big Spoon, not Little Spoon. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I know what you're saying. I definitely know what you're saying.
And so he's like, what? I miss my sister. Miss her warmth and stuff. So I'm gonna. He ditches her. He ghosts her. Is that the preferred saying now? He ghosted her. You know what I'm saying?
I guess.
I don't know.
He
just fucking leaves. Okay, that's
it.
Yes. And she's all like, what is she? She's like, she's weeping. She's begging.
Yes, because he's telling her that he's evil, that he's done bad things, that he's filled with hate or whatever. And she's like, no, you can change. You be different. Yeah. And he tells her, I pushed a kid out of a window for my sister.
Yeah.
I would have murdered millions of innocent women and children for my sister.
He's killed his cousin for his sister.
Yes.
And
okay, so what do you okay, so we have some theories about what's going to happen. So I say Jaime's going to be good. Of course. Duh.
No,
I want him to be good. And so I think because Daenerys Targaryen does not listen to anyone telling her that these plans are not going to work. You don't know Cersei. She's got all this stuff up her sleeve, and she goes straight in with the Unsullied on their ships and her dragons, just like regular. The bad news comes back. Uh-oh, they've been attacked by, what's that guy's name? Euron. And they've been attacked by him. The whole fleet is gone. And Jaime's like, uh-oh, which means that they're going to be pissed and they're going to go for Cersei.
Yeah.
So I think my theory is he's going to go straight in and kill her himself so that he can at least see her die.
No, he's not going to kill her. You know why? I'll tell you why he's not going to kill her. Because she's pregnant.
With his baby.
You know what I'm saying? He ain't going to hurt that baby boy. That's his son. You know, because all their children have gotten killed, right?
So why let this one get killed?
He's going to try to protect this one with all his might.
The only way to protect him is to kill the mother.
Yeah, but she is. There's no what's that prenatal care for? What is it where they're born early? There's what's that? The
NICU.
The NICU. There ain't no NICU for the little baby.
He's going. There's no way to protect this kid as long as Cersei is its mother. So you might as well just get rid of the problem before it happens.
No, he's gonna go down there and he's gonna try to protect. He's not gonna protect her. He's gonna protect the baby because the baby's innocent.
There's no protecting that baby.
But you know he's gonna end up getting himself killed by Arya. I think Arya's the one that's gonna close his eyes forever.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Bop 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 bop. And Cersei's gonna kill Arya. Dany's gonna kill Cersei. And then it's gonna be a clusterfuck.
Yo, you really think? I think. So who do you think will end up on the Iron Throne then?
Okay.
Jon.
No, I think. Okay, Jon will end up on the Iron Throne, but
by accident.
No. Out of what Sole Survivor.
That's what I'm saying. Accidentally.
But he's gonna dissolve it, like he's gonna abolish it or whatever, and he's gonna be like, "There's no more Iron Throne. There's no more King of the Seven Kingdoms. Each kingdom for themselves." And he's gonna go back up north with Tormod, and go back up to the wildlings. Because remember, he was like
Jon Snow.
Yeah, because remember what's his name?
Tormund or Tormund or something like that.
Tormund. Tormund.
Tormund.
Okay. Because remember, he was like, well, I'm going to take my people up north because it's too hot down here. You know, we need spaces to roam. He's like, this is the north. And he's like, Jon, you've been to the north. It's in your blood.
Right.
You belong up there. And they go up north. So in the end, I think he's going to go back up there with them after he's like completely destroyed the Iron Throne. And he's going to be like, it's either going to end up as a democracy or like the United States, or United Kingdoms or whatever.
Maybe. What do you think about that dragon?
Oh, the dragon that got killed?
Sad.
No.
By the scorpion or whatever it was called.
Yeah, the scorpions. That was kind of sad. That was unexpected. I didn't expect that at all.
No, it's like as soon as they turned that corner, there he was. What's his name? Euron. There he is, looking all crazy.
Yeah.
Shoots down the dragon. I'm like, no! But I think hopefully the last dragon alive, is it the large one or no?
No, it's the little one.
Okay, I hope the little one is a female, and so it's going to have more babies like everybody else. So
well, you think they're like asexual? Or you think that the other one's jumped
to bones?
Yeah, and got her pregnant.
Uh-huh. That's normally how that happens.
Well, they could be like Godzilla in like the movie. Godzilla's asexual.
No, Ricky.
Just drops the eggs. Blop, blop, blop. Blop, blop, blop.
That's your bathroom duties. So no, hopefully there'll be baby dragons and baby Starks from Arya and baby Lannisters from Brienne of Tarth. Oh, I can't wait. I hope so. No. I'm loving this. This is like a love connection.
Love connection. We only have 2 episodes. They can't do 9 months and 2 episodes, can they?
Yes.
No.
Also, okay, what about that Missandei or whatever her
Okay,
name is?
so okay, but before that, Tyrion and Varys, they had a conversation where they were like talking, and it sounded like Varys, the bald guy with no ding dong, him.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
He sounded like he was straight up getting ready to like get Dany assassinated, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I was like completely scared, and he was like, because I fight for the people and stuff.
Right.
And Tyrion's like, don't do it. Don't talk that way.
And and he's saying, that's treason. And they were talking so loud.
God damn it, yes.
I thought at any moment that bitch she's crazy.
Yeah, I was like, any moment now this fool's gonna find a knife in his throat.
Yes.
He's not even gonna finish the sentence.
No. And Tyrion's feeling that same way, but he just won't say it.
Yeah.
He's scared.
Yeah, he is scared. And I'm not sure if he's scared like out of reverence for her or actual fear of her. You know what I'm saying?
Right, because where else would he go?
Yeah, he's got nothing left.
No. Then he wouldn't be, he wouldn't be accepted in Winterfell. He wouldn't be accepted in King's Landing. I mean, he'd have nowhere to go.
So he's pretty much done. He's going to die. I think he's got nowhere. Bronn's going to take his homeland.
Bronn!
Yeah, Bronn's going to take his homeland.
That was bad, too.
I can't believe Bronn was such a dickhead.
I was thinking the same thing. Remember after it was done, didn't I not say, weren't they best friends? Didn't they travel together? Didn't he teach Jaime how to fight?
Yeah, they basically had a bromance for 4 seasons. You know what I'm saying? That might as well have been boyfriend and boyfriend. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I mean, the butch and the bitch. And it's like, how are you going to betray your buddy like that for a castle? I mean, come on.
Yeah, really.
I mean, stupid, dude.
But then he was like, well, I think your queen is going to win, and that's why I'm going to let you live. As long as I can have my word, or, your word, that I can get that. I thought, no, hell no.
You know he's going to get his. You know, if Tyrion ends up living, Tyrion's not going to let him get away with, him insulting his family and their family and their pride like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Okay, now, the first dragon that was shot out of the sky, wasn't that from Bronn?
Oh yeah. It shot. Yeah, he shot it in the shoulder and shit like that. Yeah, but it wasn't.
It didn't kill it.
It didn't kill it.
Oh, that's right, because then it got taken over by the White Walkers.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, man, I don't know. That just totally pissed me off.
Yeah. Okay. So, but back to Missandei.
Oh yeah, Missandei.
All right, so they end up getting captured after Euron Greyjoy destroys the fleet and stuff like that, and somehow she gets captured. I don't know how.
I don't either, because everybody else was on the shore.
Yeah, and she jumped off first. You know what I'm saying? He was like, "Get the fuck out of here," or take the boat, and then she's like, "I'm gonna jump from this boat to the bad boat," or she was like, "Oops,"
because she's not a fighter.
That's
she's
right.
already said.
Yeah, she didn't know who was friendly or not. She was like, "Yay!"
Smile now, cry later. Yeah. So
she definitely did.
She did, and then they had her on top of that thing.
Oh yeah, on top of the castle walls and stuff like that, and then they were like, and they come up there, Daenerys and everybody, and they're all with their coconuts, and they're like, "Ho there!" And they ask him what's the speed velocity of a laden swallow and stuff like that, and then they kill Missandei.
Yes, even though Tyrion is like, "Don't do this."
Yeah, you're not a monster.
Think of your baby that Euron thinks is his.
Okay, so tell me what you noticed, woman. What I didn't notice, because I am a man and you're a woman, and you know these things. You pick up on these things because you have that third eye woman instinct thing going on.
So Tyrion,
tell me, girl. Tell me, girl.
I would if you'd shut the fuck up. Okay, so remember that in front of Euron, Cersei tells Bronn to go kill Jaime and Dwarf Man. What's his name?
Dwarf Man.
Oh, shit.
Tyrion.
Edit that out. Tyrion.
Yeah.
Okay, so to go kill them.
Amen.
Or Euron said, he knows, hey, she doesn't talk to them. She wants them dead. I'm all good. Well, then Tyrion comes up. Remember, I haven't talked to my sister in forever, but somehow I know she got baby. Okay. And so it doesn't show it clearly, but you can see his stature changes in the background when Tyrion is talking to Cersei and saying, "You do this for your baby. And I know you love your children. Do this for your baby." And that kid, what's his name? Euron. Kind of straightens up thinking, and I'm sure he's thinking, how the hell does he know that I've already impregnated her?
Preach it.
How is she already 6 months pregnant when we just had sex 2 weeks ago?
Oh, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Can I get a hallelujah?
Hallelujah.
So, it's just, what?
What?
No. And did you think that he was going to get shot? Tyrion.
Oh, I definitely thought Tyrion was done. I was like,
yes.
I was like, you done,
thought
dude.
this is not the way I want him to go.
They're about to make him into a pincushion.
Yes. Better run your little ass out of here.
Man, used all the little arrows and they shot the two big ones. Pop.
With the scorpion.
Yeah, dude. I thought they were gonna fuck his world up. I'm like, you better bend over real quick, bro.
Hey, he was saying he hasn't had it all. Time.
So they kill Missandei right there after all of that, and it's Grey Worm, the leader of the Unsullied, and is furious.
Which is the mountain, right?
He's furious at the mountain. I guess the mountain like is the one that kills her, chops her head
Grey
off.
Worm's the dark
boyfriend,
man.
the boyfriend with no
The
ding dong,
Unsullied.
the Unsullied. Yeah,
God damn, no ding dongs. Okay.
yeah, and because you ain't gonna kill no dick motherfucker's girlfriend. You know what I'm saying?
No.
You ain't the only woman that he could get, the only woman that would love him for even though he's missing all the necessary parts, she still loved him, right? You know what I'm saying?
Because he got some good hands.
He's got that mouth action. He's got that good tongue, good lips, and he's got those good hands. And it's like you killed the only woman that would accept him.
Well, not only that, but and I did hear, on the radio and stuff, why would they pick her? I mean, she is like one of those characters, like who really cares? Because they had already mentioned that she is not a fighter. And so
Right.
once he was done killing the Nightwalkers, they would leave to go back south.
Right.
And she's like, well, we can't protect ourselves. And he was like, the Unsullied will protect your people.
Right, because he's allowed to take them after the
Yes.
war's done.
So we know that she is completely innocent. She's like a baby child.
Yeah.
And they beheaded her.
And she's not only that, but she's also like Daenerys' only best friend.
Right.
So after, what's his name, Jorah and whatever gets eaten by sacrifice
But,
himself.
yeah. With the
Fighting the
Nightwalkers.
undead. And, she doesn't really trust Tyrion or Varys anymore.
So all she has is
Grey
Grey
Worm.
Worm.
And he's just a servant to her.
Right.
So she's got nobody now.
Right. No close female.
Or friend, because she
Right.
doesn't trust Jon either now.
True.
So she's utterly alone.
But did you see the crazy look in her face when she stormed off?
Oh.
Stormborn.
Yeah, she's gonna light that place up.
Yeah.
She's gonna go mad.
Right. And they said that if she does, she would kill those women and children, and they've loaded all of them up into the castle.
And don't forget that Cersei also has all that fire that remember that explosive green
that
fire,
Tyrion used that one time.
and she used to kill
Mhm.
all those people in that church. Remember?
Right.
Boosh.
Yes. She does. And we only have one dragon left.
Kaboom. I mean,
Okay, so what do we think is going to happen
okay.
next episode?
Okay, next episode. All right, so in the preview, like the only thing that really stood out in the preview was when you saw Euron Greyjoy looking up in the sky. You know what I remember?
Right, and he was all smiling like a jackass eating briar
and-
until he sees something.
In the sky, and his fucking his smile just falls.
Right.
It's like, what the fuck?
Dude,
You know-
I can't wait to see him like a shish kebab.
Oh,
dude,
he's
seriously.
gonna get spit roasted. But honestly, the person I think that's gonna get spit roasted the most is gonna be the Mountain, because the Mountain, because he killed Missandei, and who there's 3 people that want to kill him now. Grey Worm, because you killed his pussy. Okay. Arya, because you killed her daddy.
And the Mountain.
And the Hound.
Oh, that's what I meant. The
God damn, bro.
Hound.
He's not
And
gonna
they're
convince him.
together. And they're together.
And they're together. So, I mean, they're just gonna roll him over and get him good.
Oh yeah.
I mean, and this is where I see it. I see that Grey Worm's gonna go like crazy and not like focus on like strategy. He's just gonna be rageful fighting him,
Right, and get himself killed.
and almost get himself killed. And that's when the Hound shows up and starts fighting him too. He's like, "Hey, brother, it's been forever now. Game ball, whatever." And and then he's gonna fight them both, and they're both gonna start dying. Start getting their asses kicked, and Arya's gonna come out of the shadows again. Hiya! Stab
And
The
save
end.
him.
Yeah.
Because he's already said, "Would you leave me to die again?" And she
Yeah,
doesn't answer.
exactly.
Do you think they'll get together?
Oh, you know what? They probably would. It'd be kind of weird because they have like a
Father-son relationship.
yeah, but it's like now that she's a grown woman now she's a woman now. She's a woman now. She's
Deflowered.
she's deflowered. Maybe when she was with what's his name, the Baratheon boy, I mean, she was thinking about the Hound the whole time. She was like, I need that big old 11 inches. You know what I'm saying?
Just 11?
I mean, 12. I mean, whatever. I mean, they called him the Coke can for a reason. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Or the 2-liter. That's why his armor's so thick. But it's like, I think that's what's going to happen. The 3 of them, or the 2 of them, are going to go after the Mountain, and he's going to end up killing one of them. Yeah. So, but I think Cersei's going to die this episode coming up this Sunday. Because the final episode has to be between Jon and Daenerys and their struggle for leadership.
I agree.
Yeah. So, that's my predictions. I mean, there's not that many characters left in the series. I mean, everybody else is written out or gone.
Right.
I mean, like, let's see who's left. The main characters are Cersei the Hound, Euron. That's three bad guys.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Good guys are outnumber the bad guys because, you have Arya the Hound, Grey Worm, Daenerys, Jon, Jaime, who else? And maybe what's her name? The Theon Greyjoy's sister.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because she's got to show up.
Right.
And so that's 7 people against 3. You know what I'm saying? I think
But the Unsullied are gone, aren't they?
half their forces were just depleted. But remember, she's also got that golden army or whatever. Remember from from across the sea or whatever? Cersei?
Oh, yes, with the elephants and everything that.
There's no elephants.
Right, there's no elephants.
God damn, girl. Yeah. But yeah, so that's what it is. So I think once they see the golden army or whatever company or whatever, they see what they're up against, I think they'll surrender.
Ooh, but can they be trusted?
I mean, they're just mercenaries, really.
Okay.
I mean, they don't want to go. They're not going to fight a losing battle.
Yeah.
They're going to be like, what's up, Cersei, Dragon, what's up, bye, deuces, bye guys, we're getting on our ship, laters.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're going to peace out real quick.
Maybe.
Yeah. That's my prediction. What's your prediction, girl?
Okay, my prediction is for the next episode, I'm hoping that it kind of speeds up a little bit because I really want to see what happens in the future. I don't want to be left on a cliffhanger and speculation about, who's having what babies. So I'm really hoping the last episode is going to be kind of like in the future, who's having the babies. Maybe they'll show the Brienne of Tarth. I'm really hoping for these spring babies. Winter is over. Let's get some spring babies in.
Girl, you got baby fever or what? God damn.
No. I have to know what's gonna happen next.
Ain't nobody getting pregnant. Ain't nobody getting pregnant. I mean,
Cersei did.
Yeah, but that's brotherly love. You know what I'm saying?
There's no protection here.
The power of love. Mm-hmm.
Told you it was the love connection.
Yeah, girl. Anyways, man, a lot of people don't like how this season's going. They're saying that it's too rushed.
Well, it has to be. There's only 6 episodes.
Yeah. How do you feel about that?
Oh, I don't feel like it's rushed at all. I am completely satisfied after every single episode. I cannot sleep. I watch it late, after the kids have gone to bed, even though it's kind of gotten rated PG-13 instead of R. I watch it after the kids go to bed, and I cannot sleep until 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm just so worked up. I love this episode. Nothing has been disappointing to me, so I'm all for it.
Oh, awesome. I feel like it's a little rushed, but I understand that they're working within their time limit. That the big wigs tell them, you only have 6 episodes because we're ready to move on.
Right.
And I'm sure the actors are ready to move on with their lives and shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So, but honestly, I would have preferred that the entire battle with the Night King would have been one whole season.
Okay.
Yeah. No. Yeah, and this or because it's kind of like 2 mini seasons, micro seasons, 3 episodes for the Night King, 3 episodes for everything after, and I think that they could have drawn that out, and not just and give real satisfying endings to me.
I'm satisfied.
I know you're satisfied, girl. I know. We've been together a long time.
I'm a minute girl. Satisfied real quick.
I know. Thank God. And I just feel like it could have gone for at least 2 seasons more.
No, I'm so glad. That was such a release.
But
I mean, the Night King did. I mean, it was great
in one episode. No.
Yes.
Anyways,
in one episode.
It's GARBABA. You know what I'm saying? Garbage. Did I spell that right?
No, that's not surprising.
Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, we have another segment of the Snapping. Here we go.
Okay, so I'm going to talk about the last of the Starks. I think that Daenerys not wanting Jon to tell his family about who he really is, and then how they showed at the funeral as well. That she's alone. She's realizing she has nobody. She's saved all these other people, but she doesn't have an inner circle of friends. because they're all dying off. The Jorah was her friend, and Melisandre, who ends up dying at the end of the episode, was her friend, and she's being left alone. And I think Daenerys is going crazy, and she's going to go crazy really fast, and she's going to turn into like Cersei because her babies are dying, and all of Cersei's babies died, and Cersei just has the one she's pregnant with, and Daenerys just has her one dragon left, and I think they're both just going to try to destroy the world, trying to defeat each other, get revenge on each other, and then I think Jaime has to go to King's Landing to kill Cersei or stop Cersei and try to save her, and then he won't be able to save her, and he's going to have to kill her. And I think it was really, really bad about what he did to Brienne of Tarth. Like, he made her dreams come true, and then he left her to go back to Cersei. And I think she should have gone with Tormund. She should have gone with Tormund. And then I think when Jon, told his sisters without Daenerys' approval, because when she's like, I've told you how we can survive this by not telling anybody, and he goes ahead and tells his sisters, and then the sisters tell other people, especially Sansa tells Tyrion tells the bald guy, and then the bald guy's plotting, and I think that Daenerys is gonna become enemies with people of the North. Like, she's gonna try to fight Cersei and the North. She's gonna try to fight everybody, and that's about it.
All right. Well, do you want to snap yourself out of here?
Yes.
Everyone's kind of mourning their dead, kind of reassessing what's going on. Not as many people died as a lot of us kind of hoped, for something so major. But you see, now that there's not an immediate threat, you see them kind of gearing up towards the final battle with Cersei. And you start seeing some of the cracks between the relationship with Jon and Dany. She's recognizing that people like Jon, people respect her, but they don't really like her. She's not really a likable person. And it kind of grates at her, I think. And this whole thing of, him being the rightful heir and not, and not her. And of course, he tells his sisters, and Sansa spills the beans, and is just starting to get out and trickling up to everybody. Now the counselors are, talking about it. You got Varys, thinking about, okay, well, maybe we need to take out Dany, and Tyrion's like, hold on now, slow down. Let's talk this out. Let's see what we do kind of to steer her right, and maybe to get these two kids together, which I figure that's kind of where they're going to go towards. I figure maybe a little bit more kind of tension, but eventually I think they're going to end up together, particularly with, because they have a common foe in Cersei. And Dany's down a dragon. She's got one left. She's really got to take care of this one she's got left. And so I think she's going to have to rely on Jon a lot more than she did before. Her, Dothraki are pretty much all gone. The Unsullied are almost all gone. She's down to one dragon. So her own forces are kind of depleted. So I think more and more she's going to have to realize that, she can't just leave him behind or get rid of him. I have a feeling that this last dragon's going to end up dying before it's all over anyway. I don't think they're coming back. That's about it. That's kind of, we're gearing up towards the final showdowns.
Awesome, man. Do you want to snap yourself out of here?
Snap me out.
Okay, so this last episode we saw some craziness go down, right? So let me. So obviously, Jon, he told Sansa and Arya, and which is fine, because he was like, in family, you got to stick together and whatnot. So he had to let them know. Plus, I think he had to let them know because of Ned more so than anything, because they want to know, hey, your dad didn't bang some other random chick and have a little bastard. I'm not a bastard. And really, I think that was it too. He's like, I want to let y'all know I'm not a bastard. So ha. But Sansa, you know, I think she's real clever. She learned a lot of shit from Littlefinger because she obviously did that shit on purpose. You know, it wasn't like, oh, I can't keep a secret. No, she knew she wants to fucking see Dany overthrown. She wants to see Jon on the throne. And obviously, you know, that's going to come to a head in the next episode, obviously, because Dany and Jon are, I think, so here's my thing though, is so Arya, I think, is actually going to kill the mother of dragons, because Melisandre said to her, you're going to close brown eyes, blue eyes, and green eyes. And they made it a point to show that Daenerys has green eyes. But Cersei has green eyes, but I still think that, you know, Cersei's going to get killed by probably Grey Worm. You don't kill a man like a woman, you know, and then just not get your head cut off for it, you know. So I think Cersei, she's definitely done for. And the dragon, I don't even know if the dragon's dead. So I think the dragon may come back, you know, because at the end of the episode, you see the fucking dude on the ship look up in the sky all surprised. And I think it's because he saw the dragon come out of the water, but he's like, that fucking thing is dead, so fuck it. You know, you got a lot of arrows in it, but yeah. So there's still some craziness going on, but I will say, I still hate the way the fucking season's going. I hate it. I hate it. Because they're rushing it. It feels like a rush job. They got coffee drinks up on the table. That's fucking some rookie shit right there. Here we are at season 8, and we got some rookie shit like that going on. Come on now. Man, I'm going to tell you, they should have had like 12 episodes for the last season instead of like 6. You get 6, and we're not even going to really lengthen the episodes that much. Yeah, I don't like it. But anyways, I still think Tyrion has a chance to end up on the throne because Arya killed Dany, and Jon's going to be like, what the fuck? We're supposed to be family? You killed my fucking woman? He's like, I don't want the throne, goddammit. Stop trying, you know, you killed my woman anyways. And he's just going to walk away. And who's that going to leave? That's going to leave Tyrion, and it's going to leave Sansa. The last Stark who's still alive, you know, because Bran, he's like, I ain't no fucking Stark. He's like, I'm going to figure out Raven now. I'm going to go warg into a fucking something. He's like, I don't even know what. Like, battles all around him, I'm warg into something. So, yeah, so it's going to leave those two. So, yeah, that's still my prediction, is that Jon is going to be like, nope, fuck it, I'm out. I didn't want it. You know, I killed everybody. He's like, no. But yeah, Cersei, she's definitely dead though. Like, I think the Golden Company is actually probably going to turn against her, and you know, and yeah, it's not going to work out well for her. You know what would be a good twist? If she ends up blowing up the fucking castle and the Iron Throne with the fucking dragon fire like she did the Citadel. She's like, you know what? These motherfuckers are after me. I know I'm done. I'm gonna fucking light this bitch on fire. Boom, and blows it up. No more King's Landing. Or at least no more castle. That'd be a good twist, actually. But we'll see. All right, that's all I got.
All right, do you want to snap yourself out of here, man?
Okay, yeah, we can still snap. Go ahead.
I think I feel like the story's just gone like completely sideways. In the sense, like, the writers are just fucking it all up, because there's so a much better way they could have approached this, and have her take on and become the Dragon Queen and push Cersei out. But I guess they're trying to be more dramatizing it all, and I feel like they're just screwing it up. There was the last episode where we talked about how your actions have consequences. This was definitely one of those actions have consequences sort of things. They attacked King's Landing, a dragon died, Melisandre got captured and got executed. That's what they deserve, you know. That's what happens when you don't approach things the better way. And I think maybe that's where they were. The writers, producers saying, look, you know, we still got the actions have consequences. You know, this is the way we're going to do it. But I think they they intentionally made themselves look like morons and made Daenerys look like a selfish bitch by going down that route. And it's just, I don't know, this season like really turned into a shit show. So I think what's going to happen is, they're going to take their butt whooping, they're going to go back and they're going to go and replan, because they just, and of course Daenerys is pissed now. She just lost her best friend. She lost one of her child dragons. So I think she's going to probably go back and work with Jon and try to get the rest of the kingdom to go in there. And I think they're just going to light up King's Landing, just wipe it off the map. And then maybe even completely decimate it and go start a new King's Landing somewhere else, where it's just, this is going to quickly come to an end, and they're going to, there's only 2 episodes left. So the next episode has got to be all about them just battling out, wiping out King's Landing, and then the final episode is them just living in peace and trying to determine who's going to be the sit on the Iron Throne. So I think next episode is really going to be the end of all the battles. It's going to be the end of the battles, and then episode 6 is going to be them just falling in love and trying to figure out who's going to be on the throne. So that's what I got.
All right. Well, let's snap you out of here then, man.
Hey, how's it going? It's Vin from Humorous Podcast, giving my thoughts on the upcoming episode for Game of Thrones. What I believe is going to happen after seeing the last episode, obviously, the death of, I'm forgetting her name now. I actually knew it yesterday. That's kind of weird. But her death is going to trigger Grey Worm and Dany to go on a full-blown killing spree of King's Landing. I actually had another idea recently that maybe when the dragons went off, maybe a possibility of like eggs were hatched. I don't know how they produce or whatever, but maybe there's more dragons that we don't know about. Just a thought. I think that Grey Worm is going to go out in a blaze of glory, probably killing the Mountain in the process. I believe Jaime Lannister was the hooded man that we saw in the preview for the next episode. He's going to get to King's Landing and either save Brienne of Tarth in battle or maybe get killed by Cersei Lannister. I'm kind of like two-sided on that. I think Yuri's sister, well, I'm also forgetting her name, Yeon, is going to come back, because when you saw him staring, it was either a dragon, but he already saw a dragon. He had a shocked look on his face on the clip, so I think she might be coming with maybe some of the old Iron Fleet from the island. I believe that Dany will die either in the next episode or in the final episode. Cersei will die. Jon will claim the Iron Throne because he has no more confliction about being with Dany and stepping aside. And I believe that when Cersei Lannister dies, it will be Arya Stark who kills her, or on the flip side, maybe even Jaime Lannister. And the Mountain will be killed by either the Hound or Grey Worm or both. Those are my thoughts for the upcoming episode. I think it's going to be great.
All right, man. Do you want to snap yourself out of here?
Snap? Oh, I'm doing the snap again.
Yeah,
Hold
man.
on.
And this has been another episode of Geek'd Radio.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen. And if you enjoyed the show, make sure you hit that subscribe and like button on everything that you listen to us on. You know what I'm saying? And while you're at it, leave a review on iTunes, because that would probably help us out, because we only have 7. You know what I'm saying? And so
5 stars only.
Yeah. Please. And if you enjoyed the conversation and you want to get in touch with us and, give us your thoughts and stuff like that. And if you want, we can get you on the show. If you want to, put your thoughts on air, hit those media links on the social media links in the show notes and get a hold of us. You know what I'm saying? And if you like the intro and outro music, make sure you hit up the Enrights on Spotify and on Facebook under Enrights. And this has also been another episode produced by NiteWork Media. But you know what we haven't done in a while, girl?
What is it?
The moral of the story.
You're doing it this time.
I'm not smart. I only have a 10th grade education. Okay? So we're going to do it. Chancla. Turn, turn, turn. Tell us the lesson we should learn.
Don't flush your wipies.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Geek'd Radio. I'm your lovely host, Ricky, the Jolly Rancher Commander, along with my lovely wife, Chancla.
Hola.
We're back today with more Game of Thrones. This time we'll be discussing and spoiling the episode, The Bells. And so, so if you haven't seen that episode, go watch it and come back and just download this episode. And if you want to be part of the conversation, make sure you look at all those social media links down in the show notes. If you enjoy the intro music, that's the Enrights. Make sure you find them on Facebook and on Spotify. The Enrights. Make sure you find them. They're awesome. And this is also a production of NiteWork Media, so that's all in the show notes as well. So let's get on with the show, right? Right, girl?
Yes, let's.
All right, so this was a fantastic show. Fantastic, and it's got everybody in an uproar, right, girl?
I think it does.
You think it does? Yeah, you don't stay on social media like I do. You know what I mean? I be trolling the internet all day long. People are mad. Before we start, there's a petition to redo the season.
The whole season 8?
I mean, it's stupid. I mean, why are you going to redo it? I'm ready for the series to end. I'm ready to move on.
Okay, I'm not ready for it to end. And I'm definitely not ready for it to move on. But to redo it, it's like we can't unsee this.
Exactly right. But I don't know. I'm ready. I'm ready for it to end. I'm ready. It's taken up so much time in my life. I'm ready for it to end. I'm ready to move on to a new something else. And it's like, just let it end.
We're talking about the show, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, girl.
Back to the show.
Yeah. So, that's all I got to say about that. So let's get on with the show. All right. Here we go. The beginning of the show, we see the death of Varys, right?
Yes.
All right. So the reason he dies is because Daenerys finds out that, what's his name? Tyrion, has, told him. And Varys is on his way to letting the Seven Kingdoms know and everything like that.
Right, writing all the letters.
Yeah, and she, she's like, oh, he betrayed me, or well, actually, she blames Jon Snow. She goes to the root of the problem, and if you look at her, she's distraught. She's all got that bags under her eyes.
Remember, she hasn't eaten.
Oh yeah, she's refused to eat and stuff like that, and drink. And so
she's a mess.
Yeah, so she's not in her right mind because she just saw one of her. Last episode,
she might be in her right mind. She's a Targaryen.
Okay, so she's probably in the best mindset that she's ever been. but she's talking to Tyrion right before they capture Varys, and Tyrion looks scared as hell.
Oh yeah, he's whispering pretty much.
Yeah, he's like, I'm about to die. He thinks it's him.
Yeah, he's like, I got something to tell you, and she's like, someone's betrayed me. He's like, yes.
Yeah, and she's like, Jon Snow, and he's like, no, Varys. It's like, throw that motherfucker under the bus.
Yeah, and she's like, why do you think Sansa told you?
Yeah, because he knows that he's got loose lips.
Yeah.
Not those lips, girl. Calm down.
Is it this kind of show?
Yeah. XXX. Game of X Thrones. Anyways. X Game of Thrones. Anyways. So ultimately, it all just leads up to Varys getting captured and getting murdered by the dragon.
And he knew it was coming because he heard the chains.
Yeah, and he must have known it was coming because he knew that he must have known that Tyrion was going to betray him.
I think it was a setup.
That he set himself up to. Yes, that's what I think too, girl.
And he knew that he was being watched because even that little girl came in, and he was like, her soldiers are just doing their job. They're supposed to be watching you.
Yeah.
But to him, it didn't matter. It was sacrificing himself to save those innocents, like it was that we talked about in the last episode.
Right. Yeah. So he had set himself up so the world will know that she's a monster.
Right.
Yeah. So he was like the ultimate sacrifice. He thought maybe his in the end that his sacrifice that he makes would save the lives of people at King's Landing, but which we'll get to. But we know that ultimately failed. Right.
Correct.
All right. So the next big thing that we noticed that is that Daenerys and Jon Snow have one of her final rejection. I'm going to say it.
It's probably not a final rejection. She tries to have another intimate moment, but is rejected.
Because John ultimately is not into the incest thing.
I don't think it's that. I honestly I don't think it's that, because that's not a big deal back then.
Back then, that's not a real place, girl.
Really? It's not?
But I understand what you're saying. Incest is, it's not a big thing now. They do it in Utah.
Arkansas.
No, Utah, whatchamacallit, if you, 4 episodes back, if you read on the Cringe News, there's a couple. Anyways, but it's like, I mean, to her it's not a big thing because her family has a history of incest.
I don't think to him it's a big thing either. Honestly, I think it's just he realizes that she is changing, and I don't know, I don't think he fears her, but it's like he almost cannot trust her.
Yeah.
I honestly don't think it's incest.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. We'll go with that. So, so the next thing is the scene between Tyrion and Jaime. Heartbreaking scene for some people.
Yeah. So Tyrion rides into the camp and frees Jaime. He's prisoner.
He's got captured.
Right, because he showed his hand, the gold one.
And he's like, how come you didn't hide it, you fucking idiot?
Because Jaime was on his way to be with Cersei.
Yes, ma'am.
Which we find out it wasn't to kill her.
Oh, my God.
It was to be with her.
To be with her.
So Tyrion goes into his tent, and they have a moment.
Yeah, and he lets him free. Tyrion lets Jaime free, even though, he knows that he can't fuck up no more. Tyrion can't make any more mistakes.
Because he was warned.
Yeah, because she was like, Daenerys like, the next mistake will be your last.
Yeah, your last mistake.
Yeah.
You're going to be dragon food. A little snack.
Yeah, so a little snack. Tyrion's a Targaryen too, anyways. But yeah, I mean, and he releases him, and he's like, your queen's going to kill you. And he's like, well, I mean,
to save the many lives, and then
yeah, so he did that to save like the lives of all the people.
Yes, everyone, the civilians.
So we know that his sacrifice also now is worthless, too, by the end of the episode.
Right.
Yeah. All right. So so the next thing that happens is the Battle of King's Landing begins, right?
Yes.
And she comes out of the sun. We finally find out what Euron Greyjoy sees when he's looking up. Remember in the trailer, we're all like, remember, I think it was Duke was saying, "Oh, the dragon's gonna come out of the water."
I was about to say that was you.
No, that was Duke.
It's like a mermaid
from middle-aged nerds. He's like, "It's gonna come out of the water." Anyways, so we find out that she uses the sun to blind the ships,
right, and goes at a different angle from where the scorpions are pointed.
Yeah, and comes at almost like a nearly vertical because they can't shoot straight up. Right. And then she goes down. She hits low. And because, they got to move them real slow. They're real slow.
Oh, real heavy.
Yeah. So she outmaneuvers them, even the ones in King's Landing, the ones that were on the wall, because she destroys them all, outmaneuvering them. And she blows the walls open. And even though they're like the Golden Company, you remember, like 20,000 men, they're going to be amazing.
Yeah, those ships were gone, blown up.
Yeah. No. Remember the people, the Golden Company, they were like
out with the elephants.
They don't have elephants. But yes, those people that were supposed to have elephants, they come out in the front of the building and they're all lined up and there's that one guy looking all badass and stuff. And she comes up behind them, blows up the building and everybody dies.
Yeah, they are flying.
Yeah, I was like, whoa, I was expecting a big battle and they were just all dead already.
See, that's why they should have had elephants. It was disappointing.
No, the elephants would have burned. You would have been like, PETA. And I've been like, Lois. Anyways.
Oh, I thought you meant from Hunger Games.
No, nobody likes those stupid movies. Anyways, so like the battle begins and, they're in the city and like in no time at all, like Tyrion said, if they ring the bells, that's surrendering. That's surrender.
And she agreed.
Yeah, she agreed. And,
reluctantly.
Yeah, unfortunately. And then, or fortunately. And then they ring the bells. Like in no time, the city surrenders because they see the dragon.
Before they ring the bells, they're screaming it though.
Yeah, they're like, ring the bells.
Because the red,
right? Because they're scared because she's sitting on the wall after she's destroyed all the scorpions.
Right.
So this is where people are splitting hairs. The reason, because at this point they're ringing the bells, they're surrendering, they're dropping their swords, and this is her breaking point. This is where she goes nuts, right?
Yes.
right? And because she's sitting on top of the dragon, on top of the wall, and she's staring at the keep, the red keep or the castle or whatever in the middle of the city. And she's like, at first she looks tired, right? She's like, tired from maneuvering and all that excitement. And then like slowly you can see her demeanor change, and she starts like the kind of like a growl. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Oh, so you think it's moaning?
Yes, it definitely was not a girl, but she looked like she was about to cry. You can see that she's totally worked up.
Yeah. Yeah, she's ready.
Staring at the red keep, and then she just goes balls to the wall, ape shit crazy on that city.
Because she takes a cue from Kylo Ren. Because he what's he say?
Let the past die. Kill it if you have to. That's the only way to become what you were meant to be.
Exactly. So she becomes Kylo Ren. Looking at that keep, it enrages her. It does the sole purpose of all the tragedy of her life.
And you have a theory on that.
That is my theory. That's why she starts to burn the entire city, because King's Landing, the Iron Throne, everything is the reason that her life has been so shitty. The reason why she's lost the one she loves, lost children, lost dragon children, lost friends, family, all because of the Iron Throne and King's Landing. So when she's finally won, she looks back and she realizes that this steel and brick is worthless, and in the end she's gonna just burn it down. That's let the past die.
I'm gonna disagree on that.
Go ahead and tell me.
Okay, so she has suffered loss, but no more than any other character in this show. So that is not the reason that she's gone crazy. She has lost her family. She didn't give a shit about her dad, and her brother molested her. Okay, so she doesn't care that he's dead. But okay, everybody else in this episode has suffered more loss, beheading of their father in front of them, than she has. So my theory is that when she was speaking to Jon Snow in that intimate moment, before she goes and kisses him, she's like, nobody here in Westeros, is it Westeros?
Westeros, yeah.
Loves me. And he's like, no, I love you. And so then they go into kiss, and he, for some reason, he just can't. His feelings have changed. I don't think it's the incestual thing, but his feelings have changed. Auntie. So she says, okay, so fear it is. And so while she's looking at that city, she's realizing the slaves and Marine, with her help, turned against their owners and fought for her. These people aren't fighting for her. They're running from her. They're fearing her. And she's realizing, okay, Jon Snow fears me. Tyrion's fearing me. Everyone's talking bad about me. They do not respect me. Everybody in the city fears me. They're not fighting against me. They're not fighting for me. They're running from me. And so she's like, you know what? Just like the Kylo Ren, get rid of the past. Let's start fresh and go forward.
But you think by the past, you mean the people? Is that what you think?
Yes.
I'm thinking that the people are just collateral damage for her rage against this inanimate object, or this thing that's, encompassed her whole life and her destiny. It's like her breaking free of her destiny, of her fate, and that she'll write her own destiny. But these innocent people are just, she just goes mad and just, they're just collateral damage. I know it sounds like vicious, but war is savage, ain't it?
No, I disagree. I do not feel sorry for her at all. She is not.
I feel sorry for her.
No,
I think in the end.
We're not talking about the end.
Well, not the end yet. Okay. So the next big scene is we see Arya and the Hound
entering the city.
Okay, so they have a little moment, right?
They do.
They're about to go confront
Cersei
and Sir Gregor, the Mountain.
Yes.
And his undead goons. And he's like, he tells her, like, hey,
after the castle starts crumbling.
He tells her, you don't have to go any further. You should turn back.
Right. Look at what my choices have done to my life. You don't want to be like me.
Yeah. He's like, revenge is like taking over my life. That's all I know. And, you're going to. This is a one-way trip. You're still young. You still have a lot of life ahead of you.
Yeah, and then he says, "Don't worry about Cersei. That bitch is gonna die from the rocks or the crazy queen."
Yeah, and Arya has she thinks about it and she turns away. She's like, okay.
She tells him, "Thank you."
Yeah, and a lot of people are mad about that because they're like,
"What?
Well, she was the hero. She's been training and she's a badass and stuff like that." But I mean, she's been training to, kill people one-on-one in the shadows, not openly fight a dragon, an army, with castles crumbling down on you.
Right, and she's already killed the Night King.
Yeah.
And we still have Daenerys, so there's still hope for her.
Yeah, exactly. But they think that she pussied out. They say that's totally, she went totally against her character. I'm like, she's still a young girl. You know what I'm saying? She's done. She's seen enough death. You know what I'm saying?
No, because then the rest of the story wouldn't have played out the way it did.
What do you mean?
She couldn't have killed Cersei. Then we wouldn't have seen any of the other moments.
Well, I'm just saying that's the reason why she turned away.
Sure.
Yeah, she's done living that type of life. I think she's had her fill.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No.
She may have one more death in her.
But Cersei's not the big enemy in this series.
So after the Hound tells her, it's good, you can go. I'm going to go finish this off.
She smiles and goes.
Yeah, and he goes to meet Cersei and the mountain. And and Cersei just walks on by and stuff like that after the Hound kills like all the other goons, and the mountain kills that little priest guy, smashing his head against the wall like a coconut, plop, and then tosses his head down, right? And so it's they have like a Star Wars battle fight right there.
Yeah, hello, big brother.
Yeah, and they go at it, and I thought at one point I thought the Hound was going to lose.
Yes,
because he was about to crush his eyes like he did
that other guy.
Yeah, the Viper.
Yes,
and I was like, no, don't go out that way. And he pulls out his knife and just starts shanking him all over
in the head,
and then like does it in the head, and he's like, go.
Yeah, he's not dying.
And then he does it like he spears him, just like what's his name? I forget the wrestler, but he spears him, and they go through the wall and into the burning fire beneath. You know what I'm saying?
Right. That was sad, but you liked the way that they went out.
I thought for the Hound that was a complete, and I don't think he could have lived a happily ever after because he tried before.
He was too messed up.
Yeah, and it reminded me of that movie King Kong versus Godzilla. You remember that? Because they went off the cliff like that into the ocean together, and it was like two titans, at the end of the world. Bop 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 bop. Anyway, yeah, it was awesome. I loved it.
Wow.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
I thought it was good. I definitely liked that. The Hound didn't die for nothing.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. All right. So let's get back a little bit to where Euron Greyjoy meets Jaime Lannister.
Which was shocking. What the hell? His ship was blown up. I couldn't believe that bastard's crawling out of the water.
That was stupid. Okay, out of everything in this episode, that was the dumbest thing I saw.
I agree. Because I thought, he's done. Like, that was it.
His ship blew. We saw him blow off his ship.
Yeah, she burned that smirk right off of his face.
Yeah. Hey, but no, he's like, he's like, my contract says I still get 4 minutes left of screen time. I'm alive. I'm like, I don't think, and he fights Jaime, a cripple, and right.
And how does he have the energy to do it?
Yeah,
I don't know.
He stabs Jaime twice on the right side of the rib,
yes,
and in the left side of the rib, right?
Yes.
So we know that's in the lungs, right? But anyways, that's besides the point right now.
We're not talking about anatomy.
Whatever. Yeah. So I don't think Euron Greyjoy was a main enough character to have a fight and kill a main character. You know what I'm saying?
No, but it was funny that he was like, "Come on, Kingslayer, I want you to kill another king."
Yeah.
Like he thought he was the king.
Yeah. I was like, what?
You were a puppet, dude. A puppet.
And then at the end, he's like, "Oh, I killed Jaime Lannister." Like,
yes.
Everybody's gonna know that you did it. You fucking
yes.
idiot.
And back to that, Jaime Lannister bleeding to death.
Yeah, holes in his lungs.
Managing to go find his sister,
climbing up all those stairs.
Yes, I thought that was silly.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I don't. Okay, so he finds her, right? And, she's like all in panic mode because now she's all completely alone. And she's like,
just standing there in the middle. Like, I don't know what to do.
While her world is crumbling around her. And, she starts crying. They held each other and stuff like that. And they're like in love. And she's like, "You're hurt." And I'm like, man, he's got 2 holes in his lungs. He's more than hurt. He's dead. But somehow,
a long time ago.
Yeah, but somehow he's walking around, and then they go down to 40 stories into the basement. All those
with
steps.
the dragon skulls.
Yeah, and they're looking for the way out, and there's no way out. They're trapped.
No, it's blocked.
Yeah, and then I mean, that's the way they die. They die in the basement. With the castle crumbling down on them, and Cersei was really good because I felt bad for Cersei at the end.
I did too. They played that well.
Yeah, because she was like, "I don't want to die." I'm not
she
like
was
this.
pathetic.
Yes, I was like, "Oh," and I almost was hoping that she would show some remorse for everything she's done, because the way she was like looking at Jamie, and she was like saying all those things, I was like, man, just say you're sorry for everything that you did. Just say it. But she never did.
Because she wasn't.
Yeah, so ultimately, yeah, I figured, yeah, she's not sorry about it, but she doesn't want to die at the same time. So
and the
she's
baby.
still human. Yeah, and her baby, and she was worried about the baby. She's like, I don't want the baby to die like this, or the baby to die, or something like that.
Right.
And Jamie just holds her, and he's like, nothing matters, just us. And then, boosh, we see the ceiling fall on them, or supposedly.
Right.
Some people think, they're alive. I'm like, if they're alive, they're trapped underneath a shit ton of castle, so they're dead anyways.
They're not alive. And Jamie was already dead to begin with. So.
Exactly, right? He's got 2 holes in him, but somehow none of that mattered.
No, it doesn't matter. It's just you and me right now.
That's right. He's like, I'm a walking zombie anyways, just like Jon Snow. You know what I'm saying? Call me the Night King. The Basement King. Anyways, so that's how they die, and I'm kind of satisfied, kind of not. I kind of wish that she would have got her crumpets, or whatever they call it. Where somebody would have stabbed her. You know what I'm saying? Or cut her, or fed her to the dragon.
Because that just goes to prove my earlier theory that she is not the big boss.
No, she wasn't. And I was wrong.
Bam.
Anyways, but yeah, so they die. So that's 2 characters gone. And then Daenerys is still flying around destroying the city.
Despite her Unsullied and Jon Snow running around in there as well.
Yeah, she's just like randomly destroying everything. And what's his name? Grey Worm, at the beginning of that thing, Jon is like, oh, we're not going to attack. He tells them not to attack, right?
Right, because everybody surrendered. They threw their swords down in front of them.
Yeah, and the Northmen and the Unsullied and everybody just start massacring. How do you say?
Massacring.
Yeah, the innocent people, children, women, unarmed men, and it instantly the bad guys become the good guys because they're trying to protect the civilians, and the good guys become the villains.
Yeah, raping. You saw that one.
Yeah, and this it's pure carnage. And Jon Snow is like trying to fight them off.
He's yelling no. And what does Grey Worm do?
Oh, he gives them a filthy ass look. He's like, I'm gonna kill you, motherfucker.
Yeah, this is my queen.
I thought they were gonna fight right
there.
So
did I.
Oh.
So did I. Wouldn't that have been great?
But that's coming though.
I know it.
Oh man, it's gonna be so good. So that's how the episode ends. This like, because Tyrion's distraught, because everything that he's done is for the people,
and he's gonna be in trouble.
Well, who's gonna find out that Jamie's gone? There's nothing left. Oh wait, I guess
her soldiers.
Yeah,
because they're gonna say, "Hey."
Yeah, but then
hopefully not.
Yeah, but so Varys' sacrifice turned out to be worthless. Tyrion's sacrifice turned out to be worthless, and
even Jaime's. Yeah, really, he didn't save Cersei.
Yeah, I mean, because. Yeah,
he could have been laying up in bed with Brienne.
Oh man,
Sir Knight.
But there he goes. Jaime's just too much in love with his sister. It's weird. Anyways, but I don't know. It shows that not all sacrifices come to a good end. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so the city is just burning. So yeah, I mean, what? That's how it ends. What's your prediction for the final episode?
Oh,
this is your final prediction. There's nothing else after this.
No, there's nothing. And so far, well, let's just say this. I think that Jon Snow is going to accidentally end up on the Iron Throne because he does not want it. He has said that repeatedly, but he's going to get it.
Uh-huh.
Okay, but it's going to be accidental. So somehow Daenerys is going to get killed. I don't know who. Maybe Arya, maybe Tyrion, because I thought Tyrion surely was going to be a goner this episode,
right?
Especially after the little brotherly love scene.
Yeah.
But no, I think he'll accidentally end up on the throne, and people are going to follow him. Kind of like Varys said, it doesn't matter. People respect you. Because you don't want it, that makes you the best leader.
I'm going to stick with my theory that I had last episode is that he'll end up on the throne, but I think he's going to dissolve it or dismantle it or whatever it is, and the 7 kingdoms will rule themselves and, separately instead of one kingdom to rule them all or whatever, over to lord over them, like Lord of the Rings. Instead of being like a united kingdom with the parliament and bullshit, they're all just going to be separate countries.
Oh, I see.
All right. So, and he's just going to go back up north with Tormund. And
because he likes it.
Yeah, and that's how it's going to end. He's going to be like that hero that just walks off into the sunset, but without the girl. And
that's fine.
And I think that Arya, so Arya, there's some like Christian, visual stuff at the end of the episode with Arya finding the white horse, pale horse, which could represent death. Because death rode a pale horse in the Bible or something like that.
Oh yeah.
Right? So, and Arya worships the god of death, the many faceless god or something like that.
Okay, yes.
So, and what she always say, what do you tell the god of death? Not today. No. Right? So I think she might become like the, she might become like the avatar or the champion for the god of death and kill one of the dragons. I think she's going to
There's only one dragon left.
So she's going to kill the dragon. Okay, so this is how it's going to play out. Beat for
beat.
All right, real quick. Dun, 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 opening. Daenerys and the dragon, they're holding court. They're killing people, right? Jon Snow says, hey, bitch. He's going to be like, that's enough. That's enough. She's like, Dracarys. The dragon's going to blow fire on Jon Snow. Jon Snow's going to walk out of the fire. He's going to be like, bitch.
I'm the father of dragons.
That's right. He's like, I'm Big Daddy over here. And so... And
Grey Worm?
Not yet. Then what's her name? Daenerys is like, eat his ass. And so the dragon's gonna go eat him. But what's her name? Arya's on a scorpion. Bachoom!
There's no scorpions.
Hold on. Boosh! Blows off the dragon's head. Grey Worm jumps down, does his little Darth Maul shit, and it's like Darth Maul versus Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan wins. So Jon Snow wins, and Daenerys is like, I got nobody left. Oh, so she pulls out a knife, stabs herself, or walks off a cliff. In the end, Jon Snow goes home. Bah! Game of Thrones. Woo! Woo!
No.
Yes.
Then I would be signing that petition to redo season 8.
No, that's perfect.
No, that is not perfect. Because Bran is that dragon, according to you.
Okay, so Bran's completely made me sad. He's worthless.
Yes, since he fell out the window.
He got pushed.
Oh, yes.
Anyway, so that's my theory. That's my final prediction for Game of Thrones.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, so we have another segment of the Snap Inning where we have a lot of people coming in to give their predictions and final thoughts on Game of Thrones. So here we go.
All right, guys, what's up? My name's Siki. I stream on Twitch, mainly Final Fantasy 14, but a lot of mixed games. You catch me at twitch.tv/CI_KI. Here to tell you what I think about this Game of Thrones. And main point, everybody's really salty about this season for no reason. Everybody had these crazy wild predictions and expected so much from it. For no reason. I feel like they over expected certain things to happen. When Jon Snow didn't kill the Night King and Arya got the kill, the first question was, I thought the Night King was stronger. I thought the Night King was a big problem. But no one's looking into the fact that how much Arya has grown. It doesn't show that the Night King's weak. It shows that the Night King, that Arya is just strong. We never realized it until she just flew by and killed them. Now, the last episode that we just saw, with Daenerys bugging out, you have to look at it from the very beginning. I have a prediction, or at least I think, in the very beginning, Varys was trying to poison her. There was multiple letters on that table, and he got the word out that Jon Snow's Aegon Targaryen. He's trying to kill her. When Tyrion goes to meet up with Daenerys and snitch on your boy Varys, she already knew that there was a traitor. So she knew that she was going to get poisoned. So that's why she chose not to eat. That's just a theory, but we all knew that she was aware of what was going on around her. Now, let's just fast forward through the episode on more things that people were salty about. How how Daenerys just wiped out the Iron Fleet, how she wiped out all the Scorpions. The Golden Company did jack shit. Like, they did absolutely nothing, and people were actually salty about that. And I feel like when you see the commander of the Golden Company running away, it's pretty much like a mirror shot of when Jon Snow was getting chased at in the Battle of the Bastards. And you're looking at this, and it shows the complete opposite. This dude runs away like a coward. You see Cersei's troops surrender. Now, this is the part where everyone gets super salty. When the bells rang and Daenerys burns everything down. She said she was going to do it. Her advisors convinced her not to. She agreed with it until Tyrion had failed her so many times. Tyrion failed her so many times that she said, you know what if he's telling me to retreat and he fails me again this time and I lose this war? That's why I think she went around burning everything. And then you get the 6th shot of the Hound and his brother and the dragon flying by. That shot alone made the episode for me. And then they end it. Now, big point. It has the ending, Arya, white horse. And some biblical references, white horse. The horse was pale white, and the writer's name is Death. Arya follows the many-faced god. So that's kind of symbolic in that way. Now, it all comes down to who's dying next. Everyone that was around Arya at the very end was dying. Everyone died around her. She lived. Which means whoever she's around next episode, I think, is dead. And that's pretty much it. I see Sansa not making it. She's another Littlefinger. I think she's going to die. I could see Tyrion dying. I see Daenerys dying. And honestly, I see Jon Snow dying too. Those are my honest predictions for the next episode. I just wish people weren't so salty about it.
That sounds good, man. Do you want to snap yourself out of here?
Yeah, sounds good.
All right, so for this next and final episode of Game of Thrones, the conclusion, this is what I see happening, is now that Daenerys has gone to the dark side and, torched innocent people, I see, and made Arya's list, I see Arya going after her, but I think that she's going to end up dying trying to kill her, and this is going to push Jon over the edge because him and Arya have the closest relationship between any of the other Starks, and we see this when they first reunite, they're hugging, way more, and everything. So they were much closer. So anyway, yeah, I see her maybe dying to Grey Worm or something like that, and it sends Jon over the edge, and he's gonna end up killing Grey Worm and possibly Daenerys. So, but I think this is also going to be his breaking point to where he's not going to want it. But that would make it a lot better, much more. I see if it going down like that, I see it more. I see the path of him being king more likely, basically. If it doesn't go down like that, then it just, to me, it would make sense if he just walks away and goes back to the north. Because if it went down like that, then he can see that, Daenerys is crazy, and the words that Varys told him about him ruling well might fit better with him. And if not, then he's still going to walk away. He's like, I still don't want it. And then Tyrion's still going to take over, and, him and Sansa are going to rule, So, but I don't know. I think that the dragon's going to end up getting killed by Jon because, again, maybe the dragon eats Arya before. Who knows? But that's how I see it going down, basically, more or less, in some fashion. And yeah, and that's the only way I'll be happy, really.
All right, then. So let's snap you out of here, then, man.
All right.
So this last episode was, Daenerys accepting the fact that Jon Snow I guess they demonstrated that Jon Snow no longer loves her like he did before, passionately. He loves her now as his queen, and so you see her mood instantly change when she tries to kiss him, and he denies her. So she's now like, you know what? Fuck this land. You know, I'm just going to wipe Westeros off the map. And so when they go in there to attack King's Landing, you know, she doesn't accept their surrender. She just goes and creates burnt toast the entire town. And Jon Snow is there seeing this change, and he's like, this is not the queen that I expected her to be. And I think that's going to create a rift between Jon and Daenerys, and I think Daenerys has already felt that rift, and this just made it even bigger. And you know, you mentioned the other day that there may be a fight between Jon Snow and Grey Worm. That would be epic, like two master fighters that are just going to go at it. And I think that Jon Snow will come out on top on that, but he's not going to walk away from that one too easily. So, and then that's just going to leave Jon Snow and Daenerys. I don't know how that's going to play out, being that she's got her dragon. But again, he's a Targaryen, so I'd like to see her, you know, say Dracarys to Jon Snow, and that dragon light Jon Snow up, but Jon Snow's not going to get burnt or anything. He's going to walk away, showing her that he is the Dragon King, and he can, he's on her level. And so, he's going to step out of the fire and just going to be like, no, you can't do this to me. And I don't think he'd kill her. I don't know how that would be play out. You know, you're looking at the season finale. Either she's just going to go back to the other land and run away, or maybe she'd even kill herself, as how I see this, as maybe some sort of like Romeo and Juliet sort of thing where maybe they'll both die. But yeah, it's not going to have a happy ending, that's for sure. And we're already seeing that now with all these major players that are dying in this previous episode. So yeah, that's where I got.
All right, man. Do you want to snap yourself out?
Yep.
All right, let's keep it kind of short here. So first off, I was wrong last week. I thought that Jon and Daenerys, that have, in typical fashion, that have a little bit of conflict, and then they'd get back together, and everything would be all hunky dory at the end. They're all, smushing up, and they're good. After the last episode, the stuff that happened in King's Landing, I think Jon, this is going to flip him. I think he's now figured out that it's a mistake. She does not need to be in charge. He's killed people before, she's killed people before, but his thing has always been out of need, and she's doing it out of anger. She's just pissed and taking out on innocent people. So I think it's finally shown him that it's not going to work out. She's got to go down. So I think we're going to see in the next episode. The whole thing with the Cleganes, I think is fitting ending. Hugging it out all the way down to the fire. I felt satisfied with the ending on that. Sandor knew he wasn't going to survive, and it was good. It was a good battle there. And the last thing with Arya, she's been kind of the badass for a while now, but all the stuff that happened in this past episode, it looks like she's finally at the point where she's done with this shit. she's, I think, had enough of death and destruction, and she wants out. So it's kind of remains to be seen where she's going to end up. But, whether she will end up going down to Gendry and taking up with him, not necessarily, taking the role as a lady, but just, kind of settling down somewhere, or just kind of wandering around, or maybe even going back and joining some kind of priesthood. But I think she's done. She's done with that life. So, yeah, I'm kind of excited to see what's going to happen, man. And I can't wait. So, snap me up, sir.
You got it.
Okay, I'm going to talk about the bells and what I think is going to happen in the final episode. I liked the way Cersei Lannister died, even though it wasn't really like it was off screen. It wasn't like violent or bloody. It was, you didn't see it, but you knew she knew she was going to die. It was like she stopped being queen. She was just a regular person crying that she didn't want to die. And I actually did like that Jaime was with her, even though I was mad before about him leaving Sir Brienne of Tarth. I liked that he was there because he had wanted to die in the arms of somebody he loved, and so he was like trying to keep her calm. I liked that they died together. I hope they're really dead. I liked that they died together. I liked the fight between the Mountain and the Hound, the Clegane Bowl. I thought it was really good. I thought them dying together was a good ending. I really liked it, although the Mountain reminded me of Darth Vader when he took his helmet off. When the bells tolled and the city gives up and Daenerys could have taken the throne with no more fighting, and she decides to burn the city as like revenge for Melisandre, or not Melisandre, for Missandei and her dragon and for everything she's been through. I think that is the final stone that turns Jon against her and Tyrion. And I felt really bad for Tyrion because nobody's listening to him and he just wants to save the people. And I'm afraid that at the end of the show, he's either going to be killed by Daenerys or he's going to end up, he's not going to be a leader. He's going to just be so brokenhearted by people in general. He's just going to be a drunk again, like he was before. He's just going to become a drunk and not want to do anything. And I'm afraid that's what's going to happen to Tyrion. And I think Jon is going to have to defeat Daenerys. He sees she's turning into a monster. She's become the Mad Queen that they were worried about her becoming, that other people are worried about her becoming. I think she is the Mad Queen now, and I think Jon sees it, and he's going to have to become the Kingslayer or Queenslayer. He's going to kill Daenerys, and I think he doesn't want the throne. He's never wanted the throne. He keeps saying it. Why people don't believe him, I don't know. But I think after he kills Daenerys, there is going to be no more Iron Throne. I think the 7 kingdoms or 4 kingdoms or whatever they have left, they're going to just divide and be separate, and there's not going to be a united place. I think they're all going to become individual kingdoms again, and I think Jon is going to go north. He's a Northman. He's going to go north of the Wall. He's going to go with the free people. I think that's how it's going to end. I think it's going to be a sad ending. I think that's what's going to happen. You can snap me out.
All right.
Oh, hey, it's Vinny from Humorous Podcast, giving my final Game of Thrones prediction. What I believe is going to happen, as we all know, Daenerys burned King's Landing down to the ground. Arya survived. You see her riding out at the end of the episode. Jon Snow obviously survived. He didn't see that, but I mean, he can't be dead. So they're all going to go to Winterfell, plan up an attack. gather all the people, probably get the Baratheons, all the people of Winterfell, fight Daenerys Targaryen, take King's Landing. I believe Jon will take the Iron Throne, and I also think they're going to bring back leaders in different areas. So Sansa will rule Winterfell, Tyrion will rule, I forgot the name of the area actually, but probably rule some area, and they will all have their throne and be the winner in Game of Thrones. Arya Stark will survive, Sansa Stark will survive, Jon Snow will survive, Tyrion Lannister will survive. Other than that, the Baratheon kid, I forgot his name. Other than that, I think everybody else is going to die, and Jon Snow takes the Iron Throne and kills Daenerys Targaryen himself. He has to be the one to do it. This is my prediction. And that's about it.
All right, man. Let's snap you out of here then.
All right.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. This has been another episode of Geek'd Up Radio. And if you want to ever be part of these conversations, make sure you find those links, the social media links in the show notes. If you enjoy the music, make sure you find the Inrights on Spotify and on Facebook. And this has been a production of NiteWork Media. Yeah, so find those links in the show notes too. So as always, and I think we've missed a couple, but it's okay. Chancla, I'm going to ask you to give us the moral of today's story. You ready?
Yes, so.
Yeah. So, Chancla, turn. Tell us the lesson we should learn.
You can pick your friends and you can pick your nose, but you can't pick your friend's nose.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Geek'd Up Radio. It's me, Ricky, the Jolly Rancher Commander, and we have a special extra segment, extra special for you, for everybody that remembers TDMR. So, this is an homage. This is ASMR by Geek'd Up Radio. Thank you.